It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I am Clint, and I am happy to be coming live this Friday evening. What is this, August 4th? And some of you might be saying, dude, don't you usually stream like on Mondays? What's going on? Yeah, Monday I'm not going to be available. Going to be taking the day to go like hanging out and just go decompress a little bit. All right. So anyway, I'm happy to have you guys here, and let's make sure everything's kicking off all right. And I mean, Rumble should be going. You guys should be good there. I hope it starts sometime soon. Let me refresh it real quick because yeah, there it is. All right, cool. We're live on Rumble. If it's not doing much for you, just refresh it and it should pop up. So I will be responding to you guys' chats there. Of course, the chat is already lighting up a little bit from YouTube and Twitch, and we're not streaming to Classics Facebook, but my Facebook, Magdump Morgan, because, well, Facebook hates classic firearms. Well, they hate firearms in general, not just the classic ones. See what I did there? Anyway, hey, don't forget too, I will be trying to get to all of the chats tonight. I haven't done a Friday night stream in a while, if ever. I don't recall, so I'm not sure how much busier, if it all busier it will be. But with that being said, those super chats, as much as I appreciate them, thank you guys. Light it up. Those ones come up real bright and shiny. And for me, with all the ADD that I have, it's pretty easy to recognize. So if I start missing conversation or something like that, feel free to send in a super chat like what we just got in from Push Through the Life, hashtag PTL. Thank you for that. You're awesome. Way to start off the night. Thank you guys so much. And let's just go ahead and hop right into it. The theme for the night, as is most times, Second Amendment rights, right? Because I don't know if you guys saw this, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals looks like they are laying down the smack on the ATF with the pistol brace ruling, because it looks like this could go all the way to the Supreme Court, which, might not be a bad thing. Of course, it's not a bad thing. So Jared, Guns and Gadgets, got a really good video going in depth about it. Mr. Guns and Gears got a good video going in depth about it as well. So if you guys feel like going and checking those videos out, feel free to do so. Great guys, Mike and Jared, love them. They're friends of the channel, friends of mine, and they're awesome. But anyway, really cool stuff to think about that. Wow, man, the court system is actually fighting on our side a little bit here. We've been having quite a few wins, depending on what you favor and what you don't. But anyway, it's nice, because there's something I believe that the United States has. It's not a justice system, which a lot of us have been led to believe. It's ultimately a legal system, right? And I think we kind of see that clear as day for a lot of the current events that are taking place right now. We don't have a justice system. If justice was truly being served, we'd see a lot of these things called politicians. Well, let's just say they wouldn't be around, right? If we truly had a justice system, especially for, I guess I can't drop certain words out there, but maps that are out there, maps, those people that are attracted to smaller people, I think we'd see them probably not around either in very violent ways. But anyway, let's go ahead. We've got another super chat coming in over here too. We've got Otter. What's up? I don't care if you remember me from last time, but as your recommendations, I ordered a 13.7 Sons of Liberty Gunworks rifle. Thank you so much for the advice. Wear the helmet. No, Otter, I remember. Thank you for tuning back in. Thank you for the super chat. And you are going to love that Sons of Liberty Gunworks rifle. The 13.7, again, is a great barrel length for the 5.56 round, and I think you're going to be really happy with it. So congratulations on that. And as much as I like to do this, some people might not feel comfortable doing it. Post that on social media of running drills, not just I know we talked a little bit about this this past Monday, posting your collection, things like that. That's cool and fine if you're comfortable with it. But what I think we really need to make the norm is this stuff right here. Today I went for a 1.5 mile run and 24 pounds of body armor. I mean, it took me a long time, don't get me wrong, and I'm still hurting from it, but I am trying to get in a better shape over here. I've got my combat fitness test coming up for the Marines, so it's something I need to do. And what I love to see are people who slow down and are like, what the hell is this guy doing? Because I just run out in public. I mean, screw it. You know what I mean? And I get a lot of waves, so people aren't, too scared, I guess, but make this stuff the norm. Owning these firearms, running drills out there, switching to your sidearm and doing all that type of stuff. That's fun shit. And it also helps you familiarize yourself better with your gear, your equipment, your weapon. And also, well, you learn a thing or two about yourself and your capabilities, which is pretty cool. So go out there, run these drills, get some silencers, invest in some full auto if you can. I'm working on it. And make this stuff the norm, so that way when somebody says, oh my god, isn't that illegal, because a lot of people have the misconception thinking, well, depending on what state you're in, thinking that body armor, that silencers, that shorty guns are all illegal, and technically they're not. Like machine guns technically aren't illegal, they're just very difficult to get, unfortunately, and it shouldn't be that way. But anyway, so Otter, congratulations on the Sons of Liberty purchase. I think you're going to absolutely love it, and run drills with it. Shoot the damn thing. That's probably my best advice about that now. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate the super chat. You're freaking awesome, man. Thank you so much. This is a good one to start it off too. JCJU. What's up, man? What happened to Alec? Alec, I've answered this question quite a bit, but I'll just go ahead and start it off here. Alec started his own business. He's an entrepreneur. This is a dream of his. He's always wanted to, be his own boss and everything. So we congratulate him and we wish him the best. And I keep saying every single time, bro, just one time, join us for another top 5 fight. I think the people would love it. All right. So there you go. And I absolutely agree with you too, Darth. Hell yeah, down with the ATF. I mean, I don't want to get too repetitive on all the live streams, me the shit talking the ATF, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe if they weren't such assholes and tyrants, they wouldn't get so much shit thrown at them, right? So anyway, that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Hope we're not having any audio issues, because I see that. But no, I think everybody else here is getting it on. So it looks like we're pretty good. Nathan, see you in here again. Hey, Clint, thanks to the channel. I got the courage to start my own channel. That's awesome, man. Drop your own channel. Drop your channel name in the chat. And guys, let's go support one of our own here who's joining us in the live stream and this community, these groups of guys, these couple hundred that are already watching, guys and gals. They're awesome. All of you guys are freaking awesome. So let's go support Nathan here. Drop your channel name down below and let's get it. Sweet. Hey, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before I start really getting into the chat is we recently carried something new on the site. You kind of see it right down here. It is the builder board. This is a pretty interesting thing. I first met Brandon, who's the CEO of Builder Board. He's the one that was in the video with Matt out at SHOT Show, and he said, "You build ARs, right?" I'm like, yeah, dude, I build ARs. All right, I'm always tinkering or doing something. And he said, "Take a look at this." And I thought it was a pretty cool looking little thing. It's ultimately a place where you can put all of your lower receiver tiny parts and components and everything to keep from rolling away. It's just a nice piece of wood, nice wood. And I just thought it was something kind of cool. So if you guys wanted to, take a look at that and get help on your next build, feel free to check that out. And yes, there's a magnet for why. Anyway, pretty cool stuff. If you have any experience with one of these, let us know. And if you saw Matt's video with Brandon, let us know that as well. Anyway, the AR builder board. Okay, man, Friday night. What are you guys' plans for the weekend? Anything? Nothing? Something? I don't know. You guys tell me what's going on. Tanner, I see you over here. What's up with you, man? Hope you're doing pretty well. And how are we looking? Want to make sure everything's coming through on Rumble. Not too much action on Rumble tonight, but that's okay. Hey, I see you guys watching there. Comment hey or something, I mean, geez. Gosh, get part of the conversation, all right? Anyway, Cheyenne Ramos, perfect way to help swing through my shift. What you doing, man? What you like night shift or something? What are you working? I was a night shift security guard downtown Charlotte, unarmed security. I'm sorry if you're unarmed security, Cheyenne. It's useless, and I'd be lying to you if I told you I was unarmed. They never caught me, so I didn't get fired or any charges. So, whatever. But downtown Charlotte, night shift, yeah, I'm staying strapped. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Anyways, we see here, we got Bob Blankenship, West Virginia on. What's up? We've got Michael Adams talking about the Sig M17 and SKS. Was that a question somebody asked? I have no idea, but both of those are awesome. So congratulations to you. Keith over here, what do you all do for a living? I run my dad's carpet cleaning company, but I am a one-man show. Keith over here telling us what's up. What's up, man? Good to see you again. Cheers. And tonight, Lafroig. You guys already know how much I like my scotch. And yeah, Lafroig, aged 10 years, basic, simple, good stuff. I like that smoky, peaty stuff. And I've been able to go to, was able to go to Scotland and tour some of my favorite distilleries and stuff like that. Feels like a different life now. But anyway, absolutely love that stuff. So if you guys are scotch drinkers too, you know, let me know. We got quite a few of you on here from Twitch. What's up, Tactical Viking 69? Nice. What's up with you, man? Hope you're doing all right. We got Metal Makes Me Crazy. Semper Fi. Love the little thumbnail there. That's pretty awesome. Or your icon. That's dope. YouTube is good. That's good for audio and everything. Awesome, awesome, awesome. A push through the live. See you there. And we've got a couple more super chats coming through here. Let me see. Bam. Robert, upgrading my plate carrier. Can't decide Haley Strategic Thorax or the JPC 2.0. What do you think? Well, those are both super nice. I don't have any. Well, I can say they're super nice because I've seen them, but the JPC is the only one that I've actually had any experience with, and it's a comfortable little plate carrier. It is one that I really, really like a lot, and I don't think you'll go wrong with that. The Haley Strategic Thorax, let's be anything coming from Haley Strategic is, you know, Grand Thumb's dad is, it's going to be quality stuff. That's all there is to say about that. So I don't think you could go wrong there whatsoever. I think you're going to make a great decision on either one of those. And I actually haven't tried out the 2.0 JPC. I've only seen the OG, and I got to tell you, it's nice. It is nice. But you guys already know too. If you're looking for something a lot more budget friendly and something that is also really comfortable, and I've had my hand in quite a bit and in getting to perfection, there's still some more stuff on the way too from Guard Dog Body Armor, but the tracker plate carrier you see right here, I absolutely love. This thing is super comfortable. It's elastic. It allows you to breathe and expands with the body and everything. And I've got the level 4+ plates in there. I've also got their side plates. And I've also got from Direct Action a different cummerbund. I like the cummerbund that comes with the tracker, but I wanted something that would hold the side plates. And so I got something from Direct Action, the Spitfire cummerbund, Spitfire Mark II cummerbund, I think it is. It's also QD, Velcro, all that type of easy stuff to work with. But one thing I'm noticing is on the back, I would show you guys, but it's a pain to try to, you know, get that off and all that type of stuff if I'm not donning it and everything. But anyway, the problem is that there's a little bit of Velcro on the back for the cummerbund, or where the cummerbund attaches to on the cummerbund side. It's not like a really big panel or anything like that. The tracker's got plenty enough of the soft Velcro for it, but the actual cummerbund with the added weight from the side plates likes to start to peel off a little bit. I haven't had them fall off just yet when I'm going to put it on or off. Once you've got it on, it's good. But, you know, that's the only thing that I've seen is kind of like an issue. But I'm working with Guard Dog actually to fix that. So aftermarket cummerbunds will fit better on their plate carrier too. So they're all about aftermarket support if you want to use, you know, any of their plate carriers and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, I've shot the hell out of their body armor, and the stuff stops bullets very effectively. That's why I trust it. All right. So Guard Dog Body Armor for the win on that one. All right. Dixie Dogs. What's up, Dixie? I need to make some more bullets. My cousin's boys came down. I bet we went through 1,000 rounds. Dixie, those are rookie numbers. Stuff those numbers up. All right. Throw some lead. Okay. Now here's the thing. That's awesome, first of all. And that I love it when family gets together and they do some shooting and stuff, as long as they're not shooting at each other, because I used to work for the police department. We got phone calls like that. Anyway, as long as family is having a good time and shooting, that's great. But how are they using the ammo? Are they actually trying to hit stuff, or are they just mag dumping into trash? If they're using the rounds effectively and actually getting some good practice out of it, that's perfect. So I would take a look at something like that. All right. Anyway, let's see here. What else we got going on? Double check a couple of things on my end. Oh yeah, there we go. I see you guys on Rumble. Will 33 Rumble, Scotch is good, but the peat is a no-go. What? Man. All right, so it's maybe not for everybody, all right? Maybe not, but just going to say I think it's really good, okay? Let's see here. We've also got Dom's Bicep. What's up, Clint? What's up with you, man? Will 33 Rumble, what's up? Hey, Outdoor Wilds. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. Quite a few of you watching on Rumble also, and still quite a few of you guys over here on Twitch and YouTube and everywhere else. You guys are freaking awesome. And Brandon, thank you, man. Wow, that's significant. I appreciate the super chat, Brandon. That's a hell of a shout out there. So thank you so much for the support. You guys are all freaking awesome. And my buddy Tyler over here in the chat, what's up, man? This is the guy that I always talk shit to about his Mustang not working and how I pretty much, one up him and everything in life. But, it's okay. I'm just kidding, bro. I don't know where I'd be without you, and I love you. That's not bullshit there. But he is an avid Pabst Blue Ribbon drinker, though. I guess, he was close to a best friend. He was close to perfection, but he just drinks too much PBR. I don't know, guys. Let us know what you guys think down in the chat. Tyler, step it up to a man's drink. All right. By the way, I don't know if YouTube has a problem with that on the live stream or not, showing off the actual bottle or whatever. I don't know. Could that lead to issues? I guess we'll find out. Anyway, continuing on here. Let's see here. Tony T. Oh my God. Wow. I butchered your name, bro. Tony D2 Wild. What's up, dude? Clint, I just picked up a Barrel 5.56. What are your thoughts on it? Oh, well, let's see here. Let's take a look at what we've got going on there. Oh shit. One of the radoms. That's what we're looking at. Okay. Well, personally, I don't have any experience with that actual rifle. However, if you're going for a 18-inch AK chambered in 5.56, you're going to be having a good day. That much I can tell you. That's very similar to the Zastava. Oh crap, M80. Is that the one? That's the 18-inch 5.56 gun. That thing is freaking sweet. All right, so awesome, dude. I think you're going to absolutely love it, Tony. It's good shit. All right. So anyway. Yeah, Rob, what's up? Hollow Gwyn. Bro, you do a live. Love your videos. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Glad that I'm able to entertain you guys. All right. And hopefully on this Friday, I'm able to catch a couple more of you because I know we've got our Monday night regulars that are tuning in. I see quite a few of you guys already here. You guys are freaking awesome. And this Friday, hopefully we'll see even more of you guys. And also, if you're watching this after the fact, make sure you guys are getting subscribed, all that type of stuff, to the Classic Firearms email, to make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. And if we're on Facebook, because Facebook, hasn't banned us, or you count us on a time where we're not banned from Facebook, make sure you like us over there. Instagram, of course, because we're always posting up the stories about when we're going live and all that type of fun stuff. And Twitch, Rumble, get subscribed over there so you don't miss out, all right? But anyway, continuing on over here, I saw somebody ask too, how do I do the giveaways? It's Otter back over here. What's up? The giveaways are easy. Just cfcontest.com. There you go. cfcontest.com. And you are ready to rock and roll. Charlotte, look, I grew up and lived in Charlotte a majority of my life. And, it's all right. It's not too bad. So there you go. Twitch over here. We got GRS Fire TTG. My bad. I'd be lurking while gaming. That's awesome, man. So thank you guys. Awesome. John Luke, birthday shopping for my dad. I hope you're shopping, somewhere Classic Firearms. But anyway, we've also got Neil over here. Was going to take a defensive carbine class, but they canceled because too few signed up. That sucks to hear, Neil. That's one of those things where it's like, it's got to be worthwhile, right? The stuff, time costs money, ammo costs money, all sorts of stuff costs money. And if you got too many people not signing up, or you have too few people signing up, I can see why they did that. But it's unfortunate we live in a society where that is an issue, right? So get the word out there. Make sure you guys are talking to whomever about taking courses and stuff like that, like what I was talking about a little bit earlier. All right. So That sucks to hear, man. Anyway, let's scroll back on down here. Let's see. Here we go. A whole bag of Doritos. I was actually really concerned about where that name was going. But anyway, CMMG makes some good stuff. They've been in the business for quite a while now, and that is absolutely true. CMMG makes some fantastic stuff. In fact, did you see the teaser they just dropped on Instagram of the Mark 47 Descent? Everybody's been asking for a side charging Mark 47. Looks like we might be getting it. So that's pretty exciting. I'm definitely excited about that one. So let me know if you guys are as well. And hopefully, we'll see that come through. All right. But anyway, really quick, and I'm wanting to double check one other thing. Bear with me, guys. Cool. And it's funny, I still doing work and all that type of stuff while I'm on the live stream, because I want to make sure that everybody's good over here. That's all. Just want to make sure all of our customers and everybody's taken care of. So anyway, all right, cool. So, man, what else we got going on, guys? I know, as I was talking about before, the ATF looks like there could be a really good cause to go to for the pistol brace ruling, determination, whatever the ATF wants to call it, to actually go to the Supreme Court. Now, what I was getting at a little bit before, how this could go one of two ways, right? Or it could just go two ways in my mind. One way is Supreme Court upholds the ATF's ruling and says, hey, yep, ATF is right. I really don't see that doing that going through. I honestly don't, because the ATF is overreaching so greatly here. They're ultimately changing laws, and they're not, as many times as I said it on the channel, a law-making they're a regulatory agency. They're not a law-making entity like Congress, right? So I really don't see the Supreme Court siding with the ATF. Now, with that being said, if they did, I would really be curious about what the response from the public, the Second Amendment industry, the gun industry. I like the idea of calling it the Second Amendment industry, because that's the mindset more people need to be in. I would be really interested in seeing what the response would be, right? What do you guys think? Do you think there would be a mass, I guess you could say, non-compliance like there should be already? It'd be pretty interesting if you ask me. So, interestingly enough. And if they do side with the people and against the ATF, then that just further shows how useless the ATF is, and they should just go away, right? So there you go. All right. Anyway, back to the chat over here. Boom. Dixie Dog, you can always put a better trigger. That is also very true. Let me get back. I think there's a couple of questions you guys are going. No, I have not, Neil. I gotten a chance to check out the new Arkin LVPO. Low power variable optic. Close enough. Hey, no, I have not yet, at least. Basic question about pistol comps. This will be fun. Okay, so I got a 365 XL with a comp. What are the cleaning logistics of them after range time? Are you supposed to remove each time after using lactate? All right. So I think what you're wanting to know is, should you remove ultimately a muzzle device, a compensator for your pistol, for cleaning each time? So if you ask me, it kind of goes like this, right? In order to disassemble, to field strip the firearm, do you actually have to remove the muzzle device? Do you have to remove the comp? Some firearms, a lot of them actually, if it has an additional piece hanging in off the front of it, it won't allow you to actually remove it from, like most of your Glocks. Can't really show that. Most of your Glocks, things like that, well, they won't slide out the slide with a muzzle device attached. So therefore, yeah, you need to remove it. And then while you got it off, yeah, go ahead and clean the threads, whatever else, right? But if it's not necessary to remove the comp, personally, I just wouldn't remove it. I'd get it down torqued to the correct specs. I'd make sure it's pretty much on there solid, and I wouldn't remove it. I'd treat it pretty similarly like I treat a lot of my other firearms, including my CZ Scorpion, which I keep full-time suppressed. and I never clean that thing. And that's a 9mm pistol, right? At the end of the day. So, there's that. Granted, I carry the 365 X macro, and that has the integrated compensator built into the slide. So that's another thing. I honestly, the very rare occasion that I actually clean that, just take a brush and just clean the underside of it. But as far as it actually being a removable compensator from your pistol, unless it's necessary to remove to field strip the firearm, I just keep it on there and clean it with it on. That's what I would do, at least. And yeah, I know you meant Loctite. Anyway, oh man, that's pretty funny. Let's see here. Basic question. That's what it is. Otter Phantom 38 is a nice AR. My brother has one. The downsides are the trigger weight, and the normal handguard is really heavy. And I wonder. Thought I was seeing something else a little bit over here, but anyway. But no, you're absolutely right about that as well. And Michael Adams, my favorite pistol, Sig 17. It's not a bad one. But have you fired a 1911 though? You know what I mean? Anyway, I just want to stir the pot a little bit. So there you go. I saw another one. Boom, about plate carriers. Tramac, that plate carrier stand is sick. I need to make one. These are super easy to make, guys. You got yourself a freaking drill, some screws, a 2x4, and the 4x4 in the middle, and you're ready to go. Yeah, it's a 4x4. So I got where and how to make that pretty much on ITS Tactical. It's Tactical. They have an entire, gear tree building, whatever you want to call it. So that makes it really, really easy. Anyway, let's get back over here to the chat. I'm going to make sure from Rumble, Will33 Rumble. He's saying that he's from Texas, so it gets oppressively hot here, but I completed my carbine 1, carbine 2, and close quarters training last winter, and I will retake them starting this fall to keep up my skill set. I was a jarhead in boot camp in 1983, and none of that really applies anymore, so you have to keep training. Yeah, I absolutely agree. You also commented the Supreme Court will back the Fifth Circuit, no doubt. And I'm pretty confident with that also. And Will brings up a good point too, guys, that, hey, you're shooting and everything. That's a perishable skill. Keep it up. You got to go out there, keep training and all that type of stuff. Just like physical fitness. If you don't, if you don't regularly practice physical fitness, then you'll notice your body start to atrophy and you'll, get fat and die. So don't do that, right? Get out there and train, practice, shoot your stuff and have a good time. Okay. So there you go. That's pretty much what I'll have to say about that. Okay. Let's see here. Tony, appreciate it again, man. Salutes for always putting in work for the 2A. Tony, I greatly appreciate you, man. We need to get together sometime. All right. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe I'll DM you on Instagram, whatever, and we'll figure out, where you are. And if I'm ever in town, we'll have to get together, grab a beer or a scotch or something. All right. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate the support, man. It means a lot. All right. Mustang Man 001. Thank you for the super chat as well. You guys are all freaking awesome. I appreciate you guys greatly. Let's see here. Texas 13 Outlaw. Good to see you again, man. I've been doing pretty well down here at the bunker, just hanging out, ready for the weekend, and glad to see so many of you joining for the weekend as well. That's freaking awesome. So thank you guys. And we've got over here Realist 101. Thank you, sir. That's a cool little car in your little emblem there. Anyway, Clint, thoughts on Zev Core Duty AR-556. So Zev makes, the thing about Zev is they make really cool stuff, right? But man, they are really, really expensive. And I think there's a lot of guns that do just as good for maybe a better price. But the Zev Core Duty AR-556, again, having handled one, not actually run any drills or really shot it, it feels like a really nice rifle. So it would be one that I would be willing to take the risk on. So we'll see. The Zev OZ9, which is kind of looks like a Glock, but it isn't, takes some Glock components, Glock magazines, but it's ultimately a modular pistol, is really, really neat. So their take on things is really, really cool. And I do like what they've done with the Zev Core Duty. So I would definitely take a look at that. And really, I would, if you got some places will allow you try before you buy, let you shoot some stuff, I might do that first. All right. So there you go. All right, Travis Long. you have any issues with your 308 Spear with the over insertion? Just got my 13-inch today. Nice. And thinking about just getting the Lancer mags. Okay, so I have, there you go. There is one 308 Sig Spear right there. And I've been running that one fairly often. And I have not had any issues out of this one. If you guys go back to our SCAR 17 versus Sig Spear video, you'll see that we actually did have that over insertion issue with all magazines, not just the PMags. Now they ship with, or they ship with a PMag, which, so it was kind of funny when I had the over insertion issue. We sent it back to Sig sent it back to us. It works great, and now it's being offered at cfcontest.com. So that should be pretty exciting for you guys. It's running just fine. We've actually shot that gun quite a bit to make sure it is running pretty well. But I know some of you, if you were buying it new, would probably be kind of upset. But I will say this, you don't have to worry about that because, well, it's coming at no cost, right? So there you go. All right. Also taking a look over here at Rumble really quick. I see quite a few of you guys over there, and I saw a super chat over there coming from Rumble. Thank you, Dom's Bicep, for that. He's saying Lafroig is good, Solancha, but you should try Port Charlotte 10-year peated. I've got a really good liquor store close by. Might hop over there and see what they got. I'll wait till after the live stream, okay? Anyway, I appreciate that, Dom. Thank you so much, man. And but yeah, the Sig Spear I think is a pretty damn cool rifle. I really do like it a lot. But there's, if we were to do a comparison video, HKMR 762, SCAR 17, obviously Sig Spear, FAL, M14. Oh my God, the battle of the battle rifles. I mean, that's significant, right? That would be a long, very long, in-depth video, but one that I think would be pretty fun. So let me know if something like that you guys think would be fun or not, right? So just let me know down in the chat if you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, whatever it is. Just let me know if you guys think that would be pretty fun, all right? Anyway, XLAP MD over here. Let's see here. What do you prefer for home defense? An AR-15 red dot plus magnifier, i.e. Holosun 510 and 3X, or LPVO? What about trigger upgrade for home defense? All right, for home defense, you're doing a lot. I'll be honest with you. You don't need any magnification whatsoever for home defense. To be quite frank with you, don't take my word for this. You probably don't even need iron sights for home defense, right? But at the end of the day, yes, it's definitely recommended. And what I mean is not just iron sights. You probably don't need sights at all because if you've seen a lot of the interior cameras of homes that have been invaded, a lot of the shooting is done in either super close quarters or before anybody actually has a visual confirmation of what they're shooting at, which is kind of concerning. I'll never forget watching one video where it was a whole group of guys kicking the door, and their doorway here coming down a threshold this way, and then down towards you guys would be the hallway, right? And then somebody shooting from the hallway. As soon as I saw somebody after the door was kicked in, it was pretty obvious that something bad was happening, a lot of commotion being made, and obviously the sound of your door getting kicked in should let you know that these people here aren't looking for a handout. They're looking to either kill you or steal your shit or something much worse. Who knows? You get what I'm saying. Anyway, so as soon as this one individual criminal turns the corner, he starts getting shot at, right? And all you can see is kind of the muzzle flash of one of the guns. I personally, with how dark it was and everything else, I don't know if they could actually get visual confirmation on who or what they were shooting at, but they let it rip. Granted, I don't blame them. And this is why I don't agree with no-knock raids. But anyway, so for home defense, like I said, you're doing a lot. I would go with a red dot that's got a good battery life, maybe some of that shake awake technology. And yeah, I would not worry whatsoever about LPVO, magnifier, anything like that. A good red dot with a good flashlight will go a long way, and that's what I recommend. Holographic also, but those don't have as good of battery life, of course, as like a lot of the red dots out there. So there you go. That's what I feel, how I feel about it. So agree, disagree. Now, if you're looking for something to do at all, then sure, I think I might, like the idea of the magnifier because I want my red dot to be my primary, and that's a primary focus on close quarters, right? As where an LPVO, I feel like your primary focus is going to be magnification, distance, but with the capability of doing close quarters. Home defense is strictly close quarters, so I would do whatever I could to make sure that I have the advantage in a close quarter setting. So red dot. Anyway, just my 2 cents. Hopefully that makes sense. And let's keep it going on here. Mustang Man 001, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Hey, Clint, just wanted to give you a quick shout out. Keep up the great work. We actually went to boot camp together. Delta Company 1016. Hoorah. No shit. All right. Well, what's your name, bro? Because I'm still in touch with quite a few of the guys, actually, which is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, I have, Delta Company 1016. I don't know if you saw this or not. This is actually really cool. Our senior drill instructor, well, I think definitely he's been promoted, but I think he's actually retired. But yeah, our senior drill instructor, his birthday was yesterday. Anyway, so go wish him a happy birthday, Marshall Johnston. Anyway, I thought that's pretty cool, man. But yeah, dude, I don't know who you are via Mustang Man 001. Drop me your last name. I definitely won't know your first name, right? That's pretty awesome, dude. I tell the story because boot camp stories are great. Do you remember the McClooney story when he got Pemberthy's shorts and they wouldn't fit, so he had to tuck? Do you remember that happening? And we all lost it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, good time. Gotta love boot camp stories. All right. Push to the live hashtag PTL. Thank you for the super chat, man. Mustang Man, I hope to find out who you are, dude. That's great. I was interested in getting a Noveske 14.5 AR, but really haven't seen too many people talk about those. Probably just because Noveske doesn't really do a lot for like collaborations and marketing because they don't really need to. Everybody knows Noveske, and it's one of those things where it's like you get a Noveske, you know what you got, you got good quality shit, and it's going to run and it's going to be really good. So, I would not be afraid whatsoever to purchase a Noveske 14.5. I think you're going to absolutely love it. So I wouldn't feel bad about it, put it that way. So we've actually featured Noveske on the website. We're on the what am I trying to say right now? On the channel, especially for the G word, the CF contest type stuff way back when. So if you'd like to see more Noveske, actually, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So anyway, Neil, what's up, dude? What is my go-to pistol light? Surefire X300 Ultra for pistol. I do love the turbo, and I do have a turbo on my Glock 19 with the DG switch. If you guys don't know what the DG switch is, I was actually just talking to one of my Marines earlier today about this. He's now I think he's now a South Carolina State Trooper. So congratulations to you, bro, Crawford, if you're watching. But anyway, he asked me for my recommendation on this exact thing, and I sent him a video of me in the bunker showing off the X300 Turbo, and I said, hey, if you really want a high-focus Candela, a high-focus beam, instead of more of a throw, then go with the turbo model. But if you want more of a throw, a larger field of view where the white light splashes more, then go with the Ultra. And the reason I like the Ultra over the turbo for a pistol light is because I'm most likely going to be using that indoors, close quarters. Typically, a lot of homes have white reflective walls. And if you have a really focused Candela, that light's going to bounce. It's going to blind you. If you have a red dot, it's going to mask. It's going to flush out your red dot. You're not going to be able to see it. So I like something that kind of allows me to see more instead of hyper focusing on one thing. On my Mark 12 or my 14.5 that I'll have soon, things like that, that I would like the turbo on because it still has a decent splash, but it's for a much further projection. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So for something that I want to focus on long distance, I need to get an idea on something out at a distance, like, hey, what the hell is that? At 200 or 300 yards, then cool, I can light that up and I can see that very, very effectively with the Surefire Turbo. But yes, Surefire is who I go with. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded, but that's what I prefer there. All right. Matt Schmizzy, what's up, man? Any experience with Loophole Mark 5 HD 2 to 10? Short answer is yes. That is the Mark 5 HD 2 to 10 sitting on that Sig Spear. And in my mind, right now as it sits, I think that's probably the best LPVO that you can buy. There, I said it. And I have shot the Night Force ATACR. I've shot the Sig Tangos 1-6s. I've shot a lot of LPVOs, the EOTech Voodoos and everything. But there's something about that Leupold Mark V HD 2-10 that I absolutely love. And I'm willing to die on that hill. So there you go. That's how I feel about that. And those are my thoughts. And yeah, so stay tuned because you'll probably be seeing that in video before too long also. All right. Texas 13 Outlaw, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Optics on my current build, debating between EOTech. Man, I love the optics talk, guys. Let's do it. EOTech with magnifier or a Trijicon ACOG, 4 power, leaning towards the EOTech. Build has a 14.5, 1/8, 5.56. What you think? So here's what I think. Are you going to be doing more distance shooting, more close-up shooting? Base your selection off of that answer. If this 14.5 is primarily going to be a 100-yard plus gun, then I'd probably go with the ACOG, right? But if you're going to be using this more of a home defense, close quarters, within 100 yards, something like that, then yeah, I'd go with the EOTech. And the EOTech is effective out to how many ever 100 yards you're, comfortable with. I've taken my Mark 18 out to 300 yards on the EOTech without the magnifier, and I can get hits on target. Okay. Not exactly what I would recommend, but at the same time, you can do it, right? Practice all that type of stuff. You'll be able to do it. But the ACOG makes life a lot easier. Now, side note, the ACOG with a RMR, either offset or sitting on top, that would be preferable, right? So you get the best of both worlds in that. But of course, the ACOG was designed to utilize the bend and aiming concept. The guy by the name of Bendon actually designed the ACOG, I believe. And so the bend and aiming concept is keep both eyes open, and then your reticle that is illuminated will overlay your target because this eye is focusing on the reticle, this eye is focusing on the target. And what does your brain do when they communicate? They overlay, and in close quarters, you will still be able to get accurate shots where you're aiming because of that aiming concept. So it's not ideal because a simple red dot or holographic will be much more ideal in a close quarter situation, as we've already discussed. But if you have no other option and you have a magnified optic and you're going close quarters, use the illumination on the reticle and the target being focused on your non-dominant eye to shoot. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, it's pretty damn cool. So that's my thoughts on that. And I do love the ACOG. I will say that. It's a great, great gun. I'll tell you right now, actually, what I'm doing. I have a 14.5. I already told you guys. I said, screw it, bite the bullet. Let's go ahead and get one of those R3 14.5 M4A1s from Dana Defense. I will be putting a Trijicon ACOG on that with a forward top-mounted RMR on the ACOG. And with that, I'll have the Surefire Turbo Light on it. And I haven't decided if I want to run the... I keep forgetting to bring him over here. It's over there. The PEC 15 or D-ball with it. And we'll take it from there and see. So that's also the gun with a Huxworks Flow 5.56K. I am getting a pinned and weld Huxworks muzzle device on it. At least I'm telling you guys it's pinned and weld. So anyway, and that is going to be the gun that I will probably, take the hell with me type of thing. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited for it. Because I told Dana Defense, I was like, hey, the R3 is the only one out of the top 5 guns of 2023, top 5 AR-15s of 2023 that I actually don't have any experience with. I've gotten to hold it and play with it, but I have yet to actually run drills with it and shoot it. And I am planning, if you guys are interested in doing this with me, let me know. But next year, and as of right now, I am training. That's why I've got my plate carrier all set up with 24 pounds of body armor in it. I am planning on running the proving grounds out at the sawmill in South Carolina and Lawrence and trying to win that bitch. So I think Kaya and I are going to be on a team, and maybe with a couple of others that you guys may or may not know that might be looking to join and have a good time with that. And if you guys are curious as to what the proving grounds is, I will show you really quick because I am pretty excited about it. It's ultimately a test of physical fitness and marksmanship, And let me just go ahead and show you guys what I am talking about. Sorry, let me go ahead and move Texas 13. There you go. So they've got one competition coming up in Georgia in 14 days, as you guys can see right here. But ultimately, physical two-gun match that tests competitors' marksmanship ability while under stress. The type of stuff that I absolutely love, right? And so there you go. All these guys are the sponsors. Obviously, we're really tight with Savior and Valhalla Tactical. These other guys, I'm don't really know all that well, but anyway, there you go, right? And yes, I am going to be shooting it suppressed. There is nighttime shooting, all that type of stuff, which is really cool. So it'll be a lot of fun. And I think we're going to partner with Guard Dog Body Armor. I will be running my body armor in it. And I'm going to call Kaya out if he doesn't run the 4+ plates like I'm going to be. If he only runs 3A, I'm going to call him a little bitch boy. And and tell him he's stack up or shut up and let's run this thing. I mean, his muscles have muscles, so he should be able to do that like what I will be doing without a problem. So make sure you guys clip this and send it to him. All right. Anyway, so there you have it. I think it'll be a pretty good time. That is, again, the Proving Grounds, and it's a physical fitness marksmanship competition. And I think I'm going to have a really good time with it. Notice too, these guys here, both have LPVOs on their rifles. I don't know what the distance is that we'll be shooting and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm going to be running an ACOG with an RMR on it, and I feel very confident that I'll be able to handle probably whatever distance. If it's a 1,000-yard shot, well, as long as I get enough rounds, I'll hit the target eventually. All right. So there you go. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that. Is that something you would find pretty interesting if we got video coverage of and stuff like that? I think it'd be pretty fun. All right. So anyway, let's see here. We've got Fugly. Fugly Actual. Thanks for the super chat, man. Which 300 Blackout PSA rifle would you choose, the Jackal or the AK-100 series coming out soon? The Jackal's freaking cool, man. I haven't shot it just yet. But it's one I've got my eyes on, so I would definitely take a look at it. The AK-100 series, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it just yet, but I think the Jackal is the one that I'm leaning towards more. Ernie Bushmiller, what's up? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. You guys are all freaking awesome. Quite a few of you in here. And Rumble, I haven't forgotten about you guys. All right, I see you down there. I see one of you. Yep, there's Alaska Ted watching in Alaska. Good to see you, man. DJ Pitster, woo, see you, man. I've got Scout Master Blaster, Scott Master Blaster. Anyway, Full Auto Fridays sounds good to me. Absolutely. DJ Pitsitter, yeah, dude, love the channel and the store. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So yeah, I'm seeing you down there. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. Okay. PBR is kind of trendy. That's kind of funny, but anyway. So thank you, guys. But will CF please help get the word out about Pennsylvania House Bill 586? They want to put serial numbers on ammo and make all unserialized ammo illegal January 1st, 2024. I thought Pennsylvania was better than that. Oh, they did elect that one guy. Anyway, how are you supposed to serialize ammunition? I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, I mean, how are you supposed to? Can I just take a Sharpie and all of my brass cased ammo and just put 1, 2, 3? Because the funny thing is, you can build your own AR and you can give it its own serial number and you can send that into the ATF. So why am I even talking about that? That's compliance and that's bullshit. Don't comply with stupid shit like this. All right. The serializing your ammo thing. So yeah, so we need to put out, get out word about that. In fact, what I'll do right now is I'm going to text Ben over at Gun Owners of America. And all I want to do, sorry, 1 second, wrong Ben. I don't mean to text Ben at Classic. I'm sure he'd be like, Clint, it's Friday at almost 8 o'clock. Why are you texting me? But let me text Ben. Where the hell is gosh dang it. I thought we had a text more recent. Oh, we do Instagram message more than anything. But anyway, Ben Sanderson and Brandon Herrera. That's not the group text that I'm looking for right now. I got to make introductions. That's all, guys. There it is. Okay, Ben Sanders. Let's see here with Gun Owners of America. Great guy. He's the Asian dude that they always does the videos and everything. You know, solid guy. Solid guy. Absolutely love him. Hey, man. What do you know about PA Bill 586? Bam. There you go. And that is Gun Owners of America. I'm sure they're already on top of it, but that's going straight to them right now. So I hope that will suffice for now until we actually hear something back and do something about it. So there you go. All right, cool. Anyway, continuing on here, Ernest, hey, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Clint, not that it's a competition, but I've noticed that you get a lot more super chats than Kia, the Kia. No, it's not a competition. And I've also been with the company a lot longer. I am known as the face of the company still, and I've done a lot more videos than Kaya too. I mean, at one point during, I just got a response from Ben. He's taking a look at it now. So there you go. Anyway, I've been with the company longer. I've done a lot more videos. I mean, during the pandemic, I mean, we did 860 videos consecutively uploaded every single day. It's 860 days that we didn't go without uploading a video. And that was a lot of work, guys. I'm not going to lie. That was a lot of work. And so you pretty much got my face all over the damn place. So I think, you know, like whatever the word is I'm looking for, adjust for inflation, whatever, that just makes sense. All right. So, but thanks, Ernest. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much for coming in here too. And just spending your Friday evening with me, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Everybody smile. Everybody smile for the golden. Any chance the SBR classification gets thrown out altogether? There's always a chance, right? Even if it's a small chance, there's always a chance, but I don't see that happening. I'm very pessimistic when it comes to actual, like, you know, rulings and laws going in our favor. Granted, we've had a little bit of a winning streak here recently, but there's been still some losses here and there, which is unfortunate because there shouldn't be any compromise whatsoever when it comes to the Second Amendment. There shouldn't be any, I believe in the Second Amendment, but that shouldn't exist, right? So, you know, I mean, I might hurt some feelings really quick, but you know, the Republican Party face, the guy that everybody looks at as being the best president ever, Ronald Reagan. Granted, I do think he was a good guy and everything else. I think he was witty and smart, and yeah, absolutely. But I also say, damn him for ultimately making illegal machine guns and stuff. 1986, the Gun Control Act, right? I mean, that to me is no friend of the Second Amendment. And if you're not a friend of the Second Amendment, then in my book, you're not a friend of democracy or the republic in which you represent. Like I said, I might hurt some feelings, but at the end of the day, it's the truth of the matter. So, and he was supposed to be on our side, right? What is our side? So our side is no compromise. We're not going to give you anything. What is the definition of compromise, actually? Because there hasn't been an actual compromise when it comes to Second Amendment legislation ever. There's never been a give and take. It's always been us give, because all the time we get told as gun owners, as Second Amendment practitioners, that why don't you guys just compromise a little bit? Nobody needs, you know, assault weapons. Nobody needs, you know, those AR-15s, weapons of war in the street and everything. Why don't you just give those up, you know? And here's what I would say would have been a really good compromise in my book. Still don't agree with it, but if you want to talk about a compromise, when Donald Trump outlawed bump stocks, again, another guy that was supposed to be for the Second Amendment, when he outlawed bump stocks, he had the opportunity to say, you know what? We'll take away bump stocks, but we'll give you national concealed carry reciprocity. None of this, you need concealed carry permits and all this type of stuff. Concealed carry reciprocity, constitutional carry throughout the land. Hey, you know what? I never cared for bump stocks anyway. I thought they were kind of useless. Didn't ever think they should be outlawed, however, but I'd be willing to die on that hill. I'd be willing to say, okay, bump stocks go bye-bye, but I can carry my pistol in every state without having to worry about going to prison if I wanted to drive through New York at some point in time with my North Carolina legal pistol, right? So that's how I feel about it. it goes beyond just constitutional carry, but at the same time, and it goes beyond just, I guess you could say, state reciprocity or national reciprocity, but that's how I feel about it. Granted, and I'm not, the only reason too I'm bringing up, some Republican presidents that were supposed to be 2A advocates that actually did anti-2A legislation was because they're supposed to be on our side, right? It's kind of obvious that the left and Democrats and things like that want to ban your right to own just about anything. Let's be honest. They've gotten so actually in your face about it. I mean, old Beto, hell yes, we'll take your AR-15, your AK-47. And Lauren Boebert said, hell no, you won't. Thank God for her. She was just a regular individual that's now in Congress and is part of the 2A advocacy group in Congress and everything else. So I applaud her, right? I applaud her. That I think is pretty cool. Anyway, so of course it's kind of like to be expected from the left. From the right, when they do it, it's kind of like, ouch, bro. Thought you were on our side, right? Yeah. None of them on our side. They're politicians. Anyway, so thank you, everybody. Smile. That's my thoughts on that. May have been a long-winded answer, but hey, you guys tune in for the live streams to hear me rant and rave, right? So there you go. Anyway, let's see. We've got Garrett over here. What are your recommendations for home invasion and survival, evasion, and engagement training? Wow. So there's a lot there. As far as an actual recommendation would go, I would say taking some basic classes, close quarters, whatever else it might be, you'd find some pretty good stuff that might figure out there. And with that, just trying to think, because evasion, survival, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you learn in the military, right? But as far as the civilian world goes, that one's interesting, man. That one's really interesting. I would definitely say there's some things you can do at home that can definitely help. Just basic things such as being situationally aware. Again, aware of your surroundings and everything else can really help you, especially in a survival, escape, evasion, whatever else it might be. Being aware of your surroundings and be able to backlog, being able to, let's say somebody takes you and throws you into a trunk, and then you keep tabs about how far you've driven, if you hear any bridges, whatever you hear, stuff like that, right? Granted, far-fetched, I get it, but that's ultimately what I'm saying to you guys. As far as any courses go, I'm actually not too sure. So that's something I'll have to keep in mind with and, think about a little bit later on. But anyway, man, plenty of super chats coming in tonight. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me, honestly. That's awesome. So anyway, we've got Zombie Plays. Good to see you again, man. Regular 5.56 MC or 5.5 inch MCX Rattler or cane brake, and what optic for 100 yards. And in also is 300 Blackout, louder than 5.56. So 5.56 will be louder than a 300 Blackout in a shorter barrel configuration. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Even though 300 Blackout is a larger diameter bullet, you think because it's a bigger bullet, it might have more bang, but ultimately there's those gases that are building up and pushing that projectile out the barrel. Those are having to work harder to push out that 7.62 projectile than that 5.56 projectile, right? So when you think about it, let's say we just go ahead and let's just say we make them both 10 inches. A 10-inch 5.56 gun is not getting full powder burn, whereas a 300 Blackout is getting full powder burn. So you have a lot less hot expanding gases hitting the cool air and then causing that reaction that gives you that bang, right? On a 5.56 gun, you still got a lot of those hot gases hitting the cool air and giving you that reaction, and it's going to be much louder. At least in my experience, it is. 300 Blackout, maybe not so much, because again, a lot of those gases are already being burnt. Okay. So the longer you go, the same will be true. I think 5.56 ultimately is pretty freaking loud. Now, it also depends on the muzzle device between the two guns and stuff like that. If you've got a flash hider on the 5.56, but a Q cherry bomb on the 300 Blackout, then the 300 Blackout is going to be concussive and abusive, and it's going to tear you and your neighbor up, and it's not going to be a good time. So there you have that. All right. But anyway, Again, optic for 100 yards and in, you don't need anything magnified. A simple red dot, you'll be good. At least for me and my vision, things like I don't have perfect vision. I actually don't have that great of vision. I don't need glasses, but it's not like I can see perfectly out to several hundred yards either, or even much closer than that. But I will say though that for a 5.5 inch Rattler, wouldn't go with anything magnified personally. And unless you're just looking to get a positive ID on a target or something like that, you might need it for recon or whatever it is, or reconnaissance, just to be able to see and scan. Then maybe a magnifier, sure. But I wouldn't go with much more than that. But again, that's also in more of a combat military application than what I would consider a home defense application. And the cane brake is super cool if you plan on getting it actually suppressed and everything, because the rail gives you a little bit more rail space. It, makes it look a little bit more integral, things like that. So again, if you plan on running it suppressed, then yeah, I'd probably go with the cane brake. If not, I mean, let's be honest, if you're going to get a MCX Rattler and 300 Blackout, you're definitely going to get it suppressed, right? So maybe go with the cane brake, simple red dot, or holographic. You'll be good. You'll be good. I wouldn't spend too much money on magnification, personally. All right. Let's see here. We got Michael Bear, 21st birthday. Thanks for the super chat, Michael. Happy birthday to you, bro. Sitting here with some Jack Daniels. Got the Lafroig with me. All right. Should I get myself an Arrow M5 build in 308 or something else? Really want an AR-10 or DPMS style. My first Arrow precision build was an M5 308, matched upper and lower receiver. Still have that gun today. Love it. And I would definitely recommend that. It's your 21st birthday, so hopefully you already got a pistol that you took home or something like that, And with that, yeah, I would go. I'd go with an Arrow M5. I'd be really, really comfortable with that. If you're wanting to buy one complete, and you want to keep kind of in that same price range and everything, Stag Arms with their Stag 10 rifles are freaking awesome. I want to say there's actually quite a few that you could go with, but I'll leave it at that for now. That wasn't the question. But anyway, yeah, I would definitely build, and you can use that AR builder board also that I showed off a little bit earlier. Oh, sorry, I'll get to that in a second. That AR builder board for all those small parts and everything, it's all mil spec and all that type of stuff, which is pretty cool. But a lot of the AR-10 components and everything will still fit in it, especially the trigger. Makes sense. But anyway, so yeah, I would definitely be really, really confident with going the Arrow precision route, and AR-10s are easier to build than AR-15s. Just saying. So I think you'll enjoy that. All right. Anyway, happy birthday, Michael. That's freaking awesome. Texas 13 Outlaw. Thank you again, man. You may have said it already, man. I missed it because I was wrangling my daughter in. But everyone's about LPVOs right now. What about durability between LPVOs, red dots, holographic, shit hits the fan situation? Well, if you stay tuned long enough to the channel, we probably will be doing a torture test on LPVOs, red dots, and we've already done the holographic torture test, so I don't think it's really necessary to beat up yet another EOTech. But if you guys want to see it, we'll probably do it. So we are thinking about torture testing. Oh, man. We're going to go for probably the most known and perhaps thought to be the best LPVO on the market, the Night Force ATACR. This is really hurting me to say. An Aimpoint T2 and, an ACOG, because obviously, and an EOTech, I guess, and break them. Take them all through the same trials and tribulations and see which one holds up the longest. My bet is on the ACOG. Yes, even over the EOTech. But anyway, that's how I feel about that. That would be a very expensive video to make, but if you guys want it, maybe we'll make it happen. So just let me know down in the chat there if that's what you guys want to see happen there. All right. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. I will say, though, that I think your holographic is definitely going to be more durable than any of your LPVOs, as will, depending on the red dot. If it's an Aimpoint T2, it'll definitely be more durable. Some people have told me that the Aimpoint T2 is actually more durable than the EOTech, which I don't know about that. that one I definitely want to test without a doubt. So there you go. All right. Anyway, Trent, thanks again, Texas 13 Outlaw, for the super chat. Trent Schaefer, thank you, man. I appreciate the support. Clint, about to get the FDE Freedom Ordnance FX9 deal. Nice. Any reason which length you prefer or what you do to it? Yeah. Unless you plan on running competition with it, or just gonna kind of like have fun with it, I wouldn't really care to get like the rifle, the 16-inch and a 9mm. I will say that there are some like the Sig MCX, MPX rifle with a break on it is one of the funnest things to shoot. I'm just saying. I know it sounds crazy to have a break on a 16-inch 9mm, but just try it. You'll see what I'm talking about. There's a reason why John Wick runs it. All right. But anyway, I will say though, a little bit shorter barrel for an AR9 essentially would be where it's at. Freedom Ordnance and the FX9, it's great gun. A lot of people like them a lot. I would go with something. I probably wouldn't go with the shortest barrel length option, which I think is like 5.5 inch. I think there's like an 8-9 inch model, just because you still have to have the buffer tube on it. So it's not like you're going to go for the most discreet package of all time, but I'd probably throw a brace on it or SBR it maybe, and throw a stock on it or something like that, and just really deck that thing out. You know, I could have a lot of fun with that stock, vertical grip, suppressed, all that type of fun stuff. That would be a lot of fun. So that's what I would do to it personally. So thanks, Trent, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Bogo, hey, Clint, bought my first pistol ever this week. Sig 226 Legion, single action only. How did I do? Well, you obviously know I'm a fan of the Sig 226, and you're just over here looking for a pat on the back. So I'm going to give it to you, Bogo. You made a damn fine choice, especially the Legion. The Legion's just cool. You know, they make you feel good about spending the extra money for the little challenge coin and the cool look. You know what I mean? But no, the Legion is definitely cool, and the 226 is even cooler. So congratulations on the purchase. You did great. And F you. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you guys so much. Nasaji, is that right? The 320 safe? All right, let's get into this. I can't seem to find a definitive answer. The 320, I'm going to say it is safe. I have run the shit out of my 320. Well, my name's kind of covering it up, but anyway, the 320 that you guys have seen me carry a lot, the VTAC 320, I have carried a lot. I've run several different courses with it. It's been in the mud and the dirt and the ground and the rocks and the gravel. It's been dropped. It fell out of my holster once because I wasn't using a holster specifically for a 320, and I forgot to close the hood. It's on camera. Just go watch our Fort Scott Munitions Battleline Tactical 2-day rifle pistol course. It fell out of the holster and it didn't go off. How about that? And one thing you'll find too is a lot of these cases that the SIG has been involved with because of the 320, because of it randomly going off or whatever, they're getting cleared for any wrongdoing. They're getting cleared for anything like that. It's been negligence typically on the person handling the firearm. Imagine that. So pretty interesting stuff. I would say you're probably good there. I run the hell out of the 320s that we have, the M17, M18, and the 320 that's over here. Skylar R, bring back Alec. Thanks for the super chat, Skylar, and thanks for the Nasaji. Thank you for the question, man. And like I just mentioned Alec too, I've said it to him multiple times, but he's a busy guy running his own business now. And I've said it, dude, just come back for one top 5 fight. It'll be a good time. Maybe one day. We'll see. You know, maybe one day. All right. But anyway, let's continue on here. BK2 Matthew, thank you, man. Thank you for the support. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. You guys are all awesome. I recently got a Radical Firearms AR-15. I have a red dot magnifier combo. Love it, but I have an astigmatism, so the dot doesn't work well with my eyes. Any good alternatives to this setup? Take a look at, there's the Prism Optics that are out there. Primary Arms, Swamp Fox. Swamp Fox will be dropping the Raider. I never signed an NDA for that. So Swamp Fox, if you're watching, I mean, my bad. I've already said it. So Swamp Fox is coming out with a new Prism Optic that's really cool. We've shown it, like hinted at it, showed the gun or showed the optic on a gun, but we actually haven't like talked about the optic, but it's a really nice optic. Okay. Anyway, damn it. I get myself into trouble sometimes, but no, we didn't sign an NDA on that. So Miles, that's your fault. Anyway, little nervous about that now. But so yeah, I would definitely take a look at a prism optic. The reason prism optics are good is because they actually have an etched reticle still. They're not specifically a red dot, so you're not going to get a lot of that bleed that you typically would find. It's a much more crisp reticle, right? So you don't have to worry about that as much. It still offers a little bit of eye relief, but it's very forgiving, right? And I would definitely take a look at a prism optic for you, and I think you'll be set. Of course, guys, help out BK2_Matthew down in the chat and the comment section if you guys are able to make a good recommendation for him with an astigmatism being able to shoot effectively his AR-15. All right, so I hope that answers your question, though. So thank you. Continuing on here, we've got 601 Firepower. Thanks, man. Appreciate you hopping in here. In the great state of MSHB 656 allows us Mississippians to build our own suppressors, which is really cool. So would you or would you not? I would take advantage of it, and I would do it. Especially since I found out something I used to do as a kid would probably land me in jail today. And I'm sure the statute of limitations also, without there being any proof other than me saying so, won't actually get me in any trouble. But as a child with my Henry AR-7, I used to actually, my dad showed me that he would take rolls or old film canisters and put oh my God, steel wool. There it is. Steel wool in them and tape it all together and then tape that to the end of the gun. And that right there, I realized was a homemade silencer, not until much later in my life, and would be considered a felony in the ATF size. It's not exactly the most practical thing in the world because you actually have physical contact. You have the steel wool coming in contact with the actual projectile. So your accuracy wasn't great, but if you wanted something up close and personal or just for fun in the backyard for a couple of shots before the film canisters got blown away, it was pretty fun, right? But anyway, it was my dad who did it, and he's no longer here with us. It wasn't me, ATF and FBI and everybody else watching. So anyway, I read it on him. Forgive me. All right, so continuing on, I would definitely take advantage of it, and I would just try it, just do it in a manner where you can't hurt the gun. You can only hurt the can, you know what I mean? So there you go. We've got Tanner back over here. Thanks for the support again, man. As always, you're always a great attendee in the live chats, and I appreciate you. Any chance they remove the 16-inch legal barrel length? This was a question that came up just a little bit ago about my thoughts on whether or not SBRs would just go away, right? Or I shouldn't say SBRs. They'll always be a thing. But the NFA ultimately going away. Because if you remove the 16-inch legal barrel length for a rifle, you've ultimately just gotten rid of the NFA other than silencers, which is ridiculous. But anyway, my thoughts on it were there's always a chance, but I'm very pessimistic about it. Okay. If you guys want to go back and replay that, review that, you can. I think that was maybe about 30 minutes ago, so I can't remember exactly. But anyway, as far as my Mark 12, which is sitting over here on my gear tree. No, I don't only run 77 grain. This ammo, this is the IMI Systems Razor Core. This stuff is some of the best ammo I think is out there for 5.56, 77 grain, open tip match or hollow point bowtail. There we go. No, I run 55 grain in it all the time. If I'm just, familiarizing myself, running drills with it, within a close distance and stuff like that. No, I'll run 55 just because the stuff ain't cheap. So there you go. But yeah, so that's what I'll do there, Tanner. Thanks again for the question and everything. Appreciate it. And Scott Hughes, thank you for the super chat. Wolverines. Did you see Federal discontinued the 9mm HST 147 grain plus P? Well, that sucks because that was a good round. I wonder why, though. I wonder if the cells just weren't there, or I don't know. I think maybe for concealed carry out of these concealed carry guns that are much more compact, maybe the 147 grain is just too heavy to actually be delivering a good effective terminal effect on the target. Maybe you need, the plus P is going to get you there, but I don't know. No, I did not see that though. So that's interesting. Thanks for the information and the update there. Right. Let's see here. Coming down a little bit more. Zeltroid. What's up, man? Thank you so much for tuning in. Clint, loving these live streams, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Glad you're liking it. Hope you guys are entertained by it too. And thank you again for spending your Friday evening with me. means a lot. If you're watching this after the fact, hey, thanks for taking the time to click on the video and watch and listen. But anyway, quick question. Any advice for someone looking to get into the GunTuber world? I've been preparing to start a channel for a while and will take all the advice I can. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's, if you're looking, well, let's look at it this way, man. I'll get to that here in a moment. Sorry. Any advice? Don't try to be like everybody else, right? Which is, be yourself. I do my best just to, I am me. What you guys see is what you get. Yeah, that's really about it. Just be yourself. Don't try to impersonate anybody else. Don't try to make a cool, don't try to be Grand Thumb or anything like that, right? And I don't know what your channel might consist of. If it's reviews and things like that, be honest. Be honest. Don't be a shill, and really just do it for the people. Don't do it for the money. There's not a lot to be there unless you make it, really big time and stuff like that. And you guys might see on our channel 1.3 million subscribers and stuff like that. That's not Clint Morgan, who has 1.3 million subscribers. That's Classic Firearms at the end of the day. All right. And I've seen some really loving comments come from a lot of you guys where you say, oh, you are Classic Firearms. And I do appreciate that. But at the end of the day, the business is Classic Firearms. I, as the individual, is Clint Morgan. And I, speak on the channel a lot. And so here I am. And I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for the company, I don't think I would actually do this and put in as much time and effort as I do, quite simply because social media is a lot and it's not real at the end of the day. I try to be as real with you guys as possible, but at the end of the day, my personal life still affects me. There's a lot of things that still affect me, and I don't like pretending everything's okay on social media, which is something you pretty much have to do all the time. And you get, your life isn't really all that private anymore. And it kind of sucks. So be prepared for that, right? I don't mean to talk you out of it. If it's something you're passionate about and you truly love doing and you just want to kind of like have your voice heard, but also honestly, what really makes it again is you and everybody here on a Friday evening watching and chatting and commenting and just literally having a conversation with me right now. This is a break from reality. The live streams are a lot more fun for me than filming a regular video, because the videos are cool and all, but it's just me talking to myself. I'm not talking to you guys and you guys responding here. You know what I mean? So do it in a manner, make it something that you personally would want to watch. Make it something that you personally would want to watch. And I believe that you'll do fine. Right. So I'll leave it with that. And I feel like that was an adequate response. If not, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for the support and the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Again, Zeltroid, and I wish you the best of luck, man. And, on Instagram, magdump_Morgan, once you get your channel up and going and everything, shoot, dude, DM me and I'll take a look at some stuff too. And that's all there is to it. All right. So there you go. But thank you again. I really do appreciate it. Let's see here. Double YouTube fan. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. We got Otter back in the chat here. Appreciate it. Will there be a giveaway of a subscription from Classic Firearms? A subscription? No, I don't think we've had, we haven't really discussed subscription options because I know a lot of people are like on Patreon and stuff like that. We did talk about maybe making our only subscription. We thought about maybe calling it like Only Guns, something like that. I think you guys heard of another site that sounds similar to that. No, I don't think there's any chance to win like a subscription. Giveaway of a subscription from Classic Firearms. Yeah, I don't think so. If that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about something else, I don't know. Thanks, Otter. I appreciate the super chat and appreciate you being here and hanging out. WTube fan, thanks again, man. I recently found out about Black Label Bipod for ends. Have you heard of them? I have not. Apparently, they also make integrated solution for the Devore X95 as well. Oh, really? Let's take a look then. So it is Black Label bipod. Let's just see what comes up. 4 ends, integrated precision, and let's see what we got. Let's show let's share the screen and see what this is all about here. And so thanks, double YouTube fan, for bringing me onto this here. But handguard. So yeah, take a look at that handguard there. That's definitely different than what comes on the standard X95. That's really, really cool. And so, oh, no, I did see these guys. I saw these guys at SHOT Show because I saw exactly this. I did see this and I forgot about it. So that's really cool. That is super cool. And I mean, it's pretty much everything you need. It's got a bipod integrated into the actual rail system itself. So there you go. Now, the only problem with that, though, is it kind of eliminates you. I guess you still have the mounting option for something at the 12 o'clock, or sorry, at the 6 o'clock position. And I guess you typically don't mount anything anywhere else unless you wanted any type of handguard or something like that. That's pretty interesting. I think that would be something that, you know, maybe we should try out sometime. But anyway, yeah, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it there. Double YouTube fan, thank you again for the super chat. All right. Jacob Wanner, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Any thoughts on hunting with an AR-10 for elk? Well, it's not a bad idea, but I know elk is a big deer, a really big one. And I would just make sure that the round you're hunting with is sufficient enough to take down an elk. I don't know about hunting elk. Auburn over at Huxworks, he does. So I might ask him like what he likes to hunt with. I actually contacted him yesterday. This is a really funny story, by the way, because I've been trying to get in touch with him, but he's pretty much ghosted me. And I'm like, dude, we're friends. What the hell? Well, he calls me yesterday. Sorry, man. I'm really spotty area. I'm in the middle of Oregon hunting bear. Oh, all right. That's cool. Well, hey, anyways, Huxworks down to collaborate on another feature at cfcontest.com. And he said, absolutely. So, stay tuned for that. All right. But yeah, the AR-10, I think it's going to be a good option or a good solution for a lot of larger game out there. So you'll be fine. At least I think you will be. Maybe don't take my word for it. Zombie Plays, thanks again, man. MCX Cambrian, or get 2 guns for that price? Maybe get 1 gun and then go take a course. That would be an option too. You know, I like the idea of quality over quantity, but I also like the idea of having training. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean you can't shoot. I'm not trying to insult you by any means. I'm just saying it is amazing what you could learn from somebody like Kyle Lamb, from somebody like Clint Smith at Thunder Ranch, from somebody like Chris Tonto Peranto, you know, Tonto from 13 Hours. Having taken courses from all 3 of those guys, my mind is blown about how much I could learn and different ways to apply yourself in an oh shit situation, and sometimes different ways to not apply yourself. It's incredible what you could learn from some of these guys. And it's not just those guys I'm talking about. There's plenty of instructors out there that know what they're talking about because they've been through it, they've done it, and they've done it in a real life scenario, not just training. And so those guys are the ones that I'm always willing to throw some money at and be like, teach me, right? So maybe 1 gun, perhaps not the cane brake, and get some training. Or if you already have a gun that you're really, really good with, and you like that, or you at least find acceptable, maybe invest a little bit more into that training too with that gun and get only better with it. Now we're talking. All right. There you go. That's how I feel about that. But then again, the MCX cane brake is also really badass, and I don't think you'd be upset about getting it. Anyway, BK2_Matthew, good to see you again, man. Thank you so much. What are your thoughts on a 1X Prism with a magnifier? I know they don't all work well with magnifiers, keeping this build fairly low budget. Yeah, prisms with magnifiers are sometimes difficult, but it can be done. So I know we've actually got, again, a video coming out on that. Sorry, Swamp Fox, very soon. And we do just that. So you will see. But again, it's an option. You'll be able to identify a target at a distance greater than what you would be able to if it was just a 1X prism. So I think you'll be pretty set with that on that front. All right. But thank you again, BK _ to Matthew. I appreciate it, man. And Zeltroid, good to see you again, man. That was such a real answer to my advice question. So I have another 5. Appreciate it. All good, man. Like I said, I'm not here to bullshit you guys. At the end of the day, I'm just a dude in his bunker with some guns and some homies hanging out and having a drink on a Friday night. So let's be real, let's talk, and let's have a good time. All right. So thank you so much for that, Zeltroid. It means a lot. Texas 13 Outlaw, dude, it's good to see you again, man. Last one before the wife yells at me. This channel is my next biggest expense other than gun stuff, but that's funny. Thank you, man. My daughter is a lefty. Any recommendations on getting a lefty rifle at a decent price for the forbidden hand? So I've talked about Stag Arms already, and they kind of pioneered the left-hand AR-15, right? Now, another thing is Matt. He swears that the AK-47 was inherently designed to be more left-hand friendly than what you would think. Granted, it does expel brass or extract the brass on the right side of the gun, which means, that's coming right across your face, can be a little intimidating. So with her being left-handed, like I said, there are guns out there that shoot left-handed, or it extracts the brass on the left-hand side. Just again, look up the Stag 15 LH, left hand, and you'll be pretty good there. You could do that, and also with a 22 conversion kit, and you're ready to rock and roll. So if you wanted to start her on something a little bit smaller and work her way up, but still be an AR-15, there you go. You could also find left-hand bolt guns too, which is pretty cool. So those are other options for you as well, Texas. And again, what I'm going to do is actually get Matt. I want you guys on this video, and I'm going to reference this in upcoming videos and stuff like that. So that way, whenever I have Matt on the live stream, we will reference this video. Comment, not just chat, because the chat gets a little difficult to read when you go back and you're wanting to, cite something. Comment when this video drops on YouTube and it's no longer a live stream, but live on YouTube. Questions you guys might have for Matt. We'll put them up on Instagram also, and that way we can get to it when he and I are live streaming together here very, very soon. So that will be a fun time, I think. All right. Anyway, Firearms Education Channel. What up, homie? Boone from Cool Fire here. Cheers. Hey, what's up, dude? So Boone from Cool Fire, cool dude. Boone's an awesome guy. We still need to get some of your Cool Fire stuff in the warehouse so we can play with that. I need to get something down here in the bunker so I can, I don't think I'd be able to do that on the live stream because it's too realistic. Even though it's dry fire, it's not a real, it's a real gun at the end of the day, but it's not real rounds. YouTube won't be able to tell the difference. So I wouldn't be able to show it on the live stream, but I could at least use it for fun on video and stuff like that. All right. Anyway, let me get over to the live chat. We had a lot of super chats, and I can't thank you guys enough, honestly, for that I am really appreciative of. But I do want to get on over to Rumble really quick. Also, Professor Blake. God damn it. Professor Blake, Pooh Ass Blaster 3000. There you are again. I appreciate it, man. He's wanting to know if 6mm arc is worth getting. I've shot 6mm arc out to 1,500 yards, I want to say, and it was the easiest 1,500 yard shot I've ever made. So, there is that. But beyond that, though, pricing and availability, I just don't know, because I feel like you could do the same thing with 6.5 Creedmoor, and it's a more available cartridge. So, that's kind of how I feel about that. All right. So, I hope that kind of gets to your question there. Also, I know I am way behind on the super chat or on the live stream chat here. So let me back up a little ways so I can get to you guys, because I don't want to leave you guys stranded over there. So again, thank you guys all for tuning in. And let's see here. I want to get to a few. We got Dixie Dogs. You're still waiting on your first can. That's awesome. I hate NFA jail, but what silencer did you get? That stuff is always really exciting. And Topper Harley, I need more challenge coins. Yeah, well, what you see right back here, no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty much 5 rows, give or take, of challenge coins. And yeah, after 12 years in the Marines, you'd think I'd have a little bit more, right? oh, well, I just don't do a whole lot to earn a lot, I guess. But anyway, it, RRIVVS, our rivs. I think YouTube is trying to silence you. Wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. Geo, hey, what's up, man? Hope you're doing pretty well. Let's see here. Not President Nixon just purchased wow, Huxworks Flow 556K. You will not be disappointed. That's exactly what I love a lot. All right. So there you go. I think Otter, because I saw you come up here. I used to run track, so maybe I'll surprise myself. You're talking about like running with a plate carrier or something. I'm curious because I was talking about those before, but you also said that there's not a lot of female friendly plate carriers out there. And I will say this, Premier Body Armor has actually, and we tested it at the Gundies with Tony McBride. And they do make actually a female form plate carrier. That's as of right now, level 3A. So, or I should say, is it a plate carrier or is it just like body armor? I think it's just body armor, not so much a plate carrier. But bringing you somewhat good news is I have been trying to convince Guard Dog Body Armor, and let's just say I'm really close with those guys about making female body armor. And Sarah, who's newer to the channel, of course, you guys know Sarah, the Peace of Mind. I think she would be a good person to say whether or not it's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. I think we're working on something there. So there you go. All right. But anyway, let's see here. Michael, this is something I talked about before, how we made that what we have in the United States is a legal system, not a justice system. And Michael is saying we created this justice system, but not willing to support people who need in office are willing to support our beliefs. And yeah, I guess, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, or did we just allow one too many steps over the line? Okay, hey, don't cross the line this time. Okay, all right, this time I mean it. Don't cross the line, right? I don't know. So there you go. Let's see here. Scott Hughes, Clint, are you interested in whatsoever in extremely accurate military action figures? The weapons are the most accurate ever made. No more G.I. Joe laser guns. Wolverines. I will say that every time I see you, Scott. What are you referring to, man? Let me know. I probably. So there you go. I mean, maybe. So I guess, I mean, it sounds pretty cool. Just let me know. All right. But anyway, let's see here. Boom. We've got XE Juice. I just built an Aero M41 and threw on a BCM Mark II with the quad rail. That's solid. That's a solid build. I think you're going to like that quite a bit. So congratulations on that. And Clint, crazy goofballs. Clint, we need to have some t-shirts made up for you that say anyway. I do like my anyway. And you guys like to make fun of me because sometimes it's guys. Okay, guys. All right, here's this guys. Or that's cool. So I have trained myself to not ever say unless I'm making it kind of like on purpose. Like, like, hey, the ATF disagrees with that, and that's bullshit. So, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Something like that, right? So, with that being said, that's another one that I do a lot. I like to do that instead of If you guys remember Alec, I used to make fun of him all the time because this dude used to make a very loud I don't know why he did it. But he did it all the time. That's one thing I promise never to do. All right. Just give you guys a bunch of ums. So you'll just have to survive with the anyways. But thanks, crazy. Appreciate it. Oh man. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, Travis, I answered that one a little bit ago. Obviously, I'm a little behind in the chat. So let me just keep on keeping on over here. And Richard Williams, getting into competition shooting, what's a belt you'd recommend? Oh, funny you should ask. I have it hanging right there. I love my AWS belt. It I think I just did the now it's in my mind. Way to go. Thank you guys. So I think I can do this without YouTube getting mad at me because I'm not technically holding a gun. There we go. I dropped my Gun Owners of America hat. So this is the AWS belt. It's really low profile. It's not a thick boy or anything like that. It does use a inner belt that you just weave through your belt loops, but it also has a I've actually got it laying right over there, but I'm not going to grab it. It also has a soft padded inner belt if you just want to throw it over your clothes really quick and not have to worry about actually wearing a Velcro inner belt. Again, there's different options. I love AWS gear. They make awesome stuff. And so that would be one that I would definitely recommend because it's definitely the one that I, well, run all the time. So all right, continuing on. So there you have that. Let's continue. And I see a couple of you guys having, again, this is another thing I really like about the chat is I see a lot of you guys over here having your own conversations and everything. And that's awesome. If you want me to get involved, just say that, I guess. There you go. Like Dixie Dogs, Otter. I see you guys talking about EOTechs and everything else. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Continuing on. Keith, you got a pool day tomorrow. That sounds really nice. It's been a while since I've been swimming, and I love swimming. All right. Also over here on Rumble, you just like me saying your name, dude. I swear you do. Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000. Would the 300 Blackout would be better way to go than 6mm arc? Personally, okay, so those are very different guns or very different calibers, cartridges. 6mm arc, definitely more of a distance thing. 300 Blackout, more close quarters. Personally, I would find more joy in the 300 Blackout being suppressed, things like that, and also more practical because you can always use that in a much more practical home defense, situation than 6mm arc. So personally, I would go 300 Blackout. So, but thank you for that. Pooh Ass Blaster. I appreciate it. All right. Oh man. Also over here on Rumble 1JC9, Clint, tell Matt to do history on the AEK 971 or the Cord 6P67 and the 6P68 Russian rifles. Okay. Well, I'll tell him to come back and view this chat on Rumble. Again, the things you want Matt to do, want to ask him, again, when this goes live on YouTube or on Rumble, whatever it may be, drop your comments there and we'll get to them when we stream together. All right. So there you go. All right. Let's see here. IWI Zion 15. What are my thoughts on that? That's one of my personal favorite base AR-15s. Absolutely would recommend. 10 out of 10. And you guys cannot go wrong with that. All right. By the way, Ben from Gun Owners of America did get back to me about the Pennsylvania 586 bill. He says that's extreme, has like 12 co-sponsors, all of them funded by Everytown. Imagine that. PA director isn't too worried. The Gun Owners of America Pennsylvania director isn't too worried at the moment since it's similar to the California micro-stamping bill that got shot down. This is all preliminary review, so he's going to get more into it a little bit later. But anyway, whoever that was asking about the Pennsylvania bill, I've got really good friends at Gun Owners of America. They do really good work, right? And so the director over in Pennsylvania, like you said, is looking at this like that's absolutely ridiculous, but that doesn't mean they don't have eyes on it. So there you go. Anyway, continuing on over here. Let's see here. Neil, I got to that question a little bit earlier. Let me just scroll on down. Let's get to some more of the recent ones that you guys are still here. And well, hey, look at that. We got classic firearms in here. And so that's one of our admins. Say hey everybody. And he's responding to Andy. Let me see if I can find Andy over where that was. Boom, there we go. Andy, how do the winners of the contest get upwards of 75,000 plus people to enter into the contest and still have it count without your system screwing them over? And boom, there it is. Just takes one lucky entry. You'd be surprised how many people with 20 entries. It is a lottery system. In fact, if you guys remember way back when, our biggest giveaway to date, actually, I don't think it is anymore. I think we surpassed it, but we gave away a M107 deployment package that came with like the 4 magazines. It's the Barrett semi-auto 50 cal. And the winner of that, Stuart, had pretty much the bare minimum that you could do. His winning entry was actually his wife utilizing his link to get the 900 entries or whatever it was. And so that was that. And that was the only thing he did. And she signed up and he won. And Iraq veteran 8888 was kind enough to invite us and Stuart down to his ranch. And we shot and had a really good time out there. So there you go. But anyway, so good to see our admin in here taking care of some of y'all's questions too, because I'm trying to get to as many of you guys as I can without, boring everybody else. All right. So there you go. But anyway, oh man, Todd Thompson, which sniper rifle is your favorite that you can actually carry and use? So if you're going sniper rifle, are we allowed to say like semi-autos? Because I will tell you right now, the last offering at cfcontest.com, the HKMR762A1, that's one of my favorite rifles. I just absolutely love that gun. The way it feels, the way it shoots, the overall ergonomics. If we could only get the ambidextrous ones like they can in Germany, ironically, I would probably most definitely own one. They are expensive, however, and the one that was featured at CF Contest, that one was the long range package. That was the third iteration that they came out with the Vortex Viper PST, and that is a fantastic scope as well. I do think it's funny that they went with Vortex, because personally, that HKMR 762, if I were to truly go with it, the M110A1, which is essentially the same thing as the MR 762A1, however, the M110A1 comes with a heavier profile barrel made for those long distance precision shots. I would go with that and that Leupold Mark V HD that we've got on the Sig Spear behind me, that 2-10. That right there would be my ideal, maybe not sniper rifle because that's more of a DMR setup. That would be my ideal, let's do this out the distance type of gun. For a sniper rifle, man, I would have a really hard time not choosing the M40, which is pretty much a Remington 700, just because I know it. It works really, really well. There's so many different chassis systems out there for it. There's so much aftermarket support, and it's in so many different chamberings. I feel like you could just do whatever you want with it, and it's going to get the job done for you accurately, reliably, and there you go. So that's what I feel about that. All right. Oh, man. Let's see here. Let's get to a few more of you guys. How many, by the way, or what time is it? We've been on for about an hour 40, and I still got plenty of you guys here. So you know what? It's Friday night. I got nothing to do tomorrow. Cheers. Let's keep on pushing. So if you guys want to get my honest thoughts about the Springfield Echelon, legitimately go watch our video. Our video with Sarah, with Kaya. We talk about the Springfield Armory. It dropped at midnight, the date of the release of the Springfield Armory Echelon. And we are going to do a comparison video comparing it to the SIG 320 and itself, of course, and perhaps maybe a Glock, because there's always a Glock, right? But at the end of the day, the Echelon was surprisingly a very nice pistol. And I say surprisingly because this is coming from the same company that gave us the grip zone on the Springfield XD. And I'm not a huge fan of the Springfield XD personally, even though that was the first pistol I pretty much ever bought. I didn't know any better. I just turned 21, okay? But I will say this. The gun worked really, really well. It was awesome. It was chambered in 45 ACP, the one that I originally had. And then today, the XDM Elite chambered in 10 mil, that is a sexy pistol. We've got one of those in the video room. Kaya has pretty much adopted that as his baby. And okay, fine, Kaya, you can have that. I'll take the FN 510 whenever it finally comes in, okay? But anyway, I will say the Echelon went above what I was expecting. Very soft shooting. Capacity is right where I want it. Ergonomics felt great. Complete ambidextrous controls. It's one of those pistols that you pick up, you feel, you look at it and you're like, okay, it looks good. And then you pick it up and you shoot it and you're like, oh. And then you look at the price point too and you're like, damn, they hit a home run with the Echelon, I believe, personally. Now, granted, we'll see what the long-term use of the gun looks like. We'll see, right? Well, we'll see how it compares to other striker-fired combat pistols like there are being currently offered in the market. So, but as of right now, I would recommend the Springfield Armory Echelon. All right. So anyway, continue on over here. Let's go. Tanner, it's okay to go into debt if it's because of guns. Yeah, maybe. Oh my goodness. All right, here. So 762 Gamer, not gonna lie, I love my Winchester leather belt. $30, stiff and great for carry. Looks like normal leather belt, non-gun belt. And yeah, that's perfect. I know Magpul makes a really good leather thick belt also, but it's also like $130, not $30. So that's a good point. There's also Next Belt. I've got one of those too. I saw those guys out at the Gundies, super cool dudes. And they make a really cool ratcheting design that's very easy to, well, get sized up for when you're concealed carrying and not. And they also have them in different looks. They're not all like tactical, hey, look at me, I'm carrying a gun type of thing. So there's all sorts of different solutions out on the market for concealed carry. All right. But anyway, let's get through here. We've got a couple more super chats coming through. I want to get to a few of you guys here. She's mad, but worth it. If you ever come to Texas, look me up. I'd love to buy you a bourbon and kick the shit. Thanks again for all you do for us. Hey, man, if she hasn't, taken your phone or kicked you off the computer or whatever it is just yet, whereabouts in Texas are you? Because I can tell you right now, Texas is a big damn state. All right. So it's like, hey, we might be San Antonio. And then we realize where we got to go is like, 18 hours away. So there you go. But anyway, Hungry 40s, Clint's real slogan. I hear you, but you're wrong. I mean, not all the time, just most of the time. All right. So there you go. But anyway, BK2_Matthew, really appreciate the advice. Think of going to school for gunsmithing. What are your thoughts on the market currently for that career path? Well, here's how I take a look at it. In 2019, for obvious reasons, in 2020, there were a lot of guns sold. With that being said, hopefully that translates to more people shooting their guns. Hopefully that translates to a more pro-gun society that wants to actually get involved and start looking at YouTube, ironically, for more gun information and maybe to start upgrading or, customizing their guns. And gunsmiths are going to be in demand, I would hope. Also, if there's one thing that is on the rise, is always gun ownership. And a lot of people will think of themselves to be a gunsmith when in fact they are actually a gunsmith, and they might do something that either breaks their gun or they need a gunsmith to take over what they started. Gunsmithing isn't a bad trade. Just again, I think it's one of those things where unless you become like a legendary gunsmith, like your name is printed on the side as of a 1911, like, Dan Wesson and Ed Brown and things like that, don't expect to make a lot of money. I truly believe that when you look at the gun industry, don't look at it as you're going in it for the money. I think maybe you could probably practice that principle in any career field. Do it because you're passionate about it and you're willing to provide a product that is superior quality to a people that might use your product to defend their life and their loved ones with. All right. You go in it with that type of mindset and that type of attitude, I think you'll at least feel fulfilled, right? You might not have a full wallet, but your soul will be full. So that's good. But anyway, let me know if you think that helps or not. All right. Let's see here. Hungry 40's favorite moment at Classic Firearms. I'm not proud of it, but y'all remember Alec. And I've already talked about Alec plenty enough on this stream. If you guys just joined, he's got his own business. He's doing well. We're all still friends. We hope he comes back and does a cameo on the channel at some point. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we were starting to laugh about it now. It took us half an hour before we had to break and then come back to try to finish this video. I don't even remember what the video was, but the code word for whatever it was that we had going on at that time was thumb, because that was whenever Scott over at Kentucky Ballistics just had his catastrophic failure with his 50 cal, and we thought it was with the 50 cal that we gave him. So we were pretty on edge about that. Thankfully, Scott turned out to be okay. He pulled through, and now he's shooting 4 bores and blowing his shoulder way out of place. Okay, he recovered just fine. Anyway, we're trying to record a video, and Alec is behind the table with me, and we're just trying to say what the code word is for that feature. This was before CF Contest, but what would have been at cfcontest.com. And all we're trying to do is say thumb, code word thumb. And it's one of those things where once you get the giggles, you and your boys, whatever, it won't stop. Me, Ryan, and Alec were in tears trying to get this video done, and it just wasn't happening. It literally took us 30 to 45 minutes before we said we had to stop, take a break, regroup, and then come back and get the outro shot. And finally, we were able to do that. But that to date, I never have laughed so hard in my life at another gun tuber's misfortune. It wasn't at his misfortune. It was at the Kentucky Plug. And if you just go to Urban Dictionary and if you just think thumb and just everything that, and then it was our situation thinking we may have been responsible in some sort of way for almost killing Scott. All of it just added a level of humor that was just dark, and we just couldn't get over it. That probably was one of my favorite times, favorite moment at Classic Firearms. You guys were probably thinking it was a time when I mag dumped a 50 cal or shot a full auto or doing this or doing that. Nope. Laughing with the boys. That's what it was. Oh man. Continuing on anyway. This is a good question from Pew Pew Professional. If someone lives in Washington and they won the SIG rifle, what would happen? So we work with all of our winners. It doesn't matter where you live, whatever else it might be. If you win something that isn't compliant with wherever you're located, then we'll make sure we get you the compliant option or something of equal value. We'll work with you. We'll figure it out. We'll make sure that at the end of the day, you feel like a damn winner. All right. So don't worry about that. Get those entries in. All right. Anyway, Wayne, thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Let's go. Also, I see you guys over here on Rumble. Let me get to a couple of you guys. Again, thank you, Wayne, for the support. Texas Adam 12, TX Adam 12. Clint, what's your opinion on, or it says Cincinnati, Ohio here. Well, your name confuses me, TX Adam 12 from Cincinnati, Ohio. Clint, what's your opinion on staccato? Is it worth the money, or is there something else comparable that is better? There are things that are comparable, but things that are better than a staccato for what it does, I don't know. Something that has really piqued my interest, however, and something that I would like to compare to a staccato would be that platypus from Stealth Arms. The platypus is ultimately a 2011 that takes Glock magazines. So you actually have, well, the capability of running extendos and drum magazines out of your 2011, which I think is pretty cool. Also, Glock magazines are inherently more reliable than 2011 magazines. So again, something I think would be really, really neat. They offer a lot of customization on their website and stuff like that too. Really cool stuff. But anyway, so thank you for that, TX Adam 12. Miguel Rodriguez, what's up, man? Thank you for the support. I want to get my first 45. This is a hard question, bro. Would you go with the FN 545 or the FNX? The FNX 45 Tactical is one of my favorite, if not my most favorite, 45 ACP pistol. I'm really scared to shoot the FN 45 because I feel like my hammer-fired love of the FNX 45 Tactical would crumble when I finally shoot the 545. Because at SHOT Show, FN, when I walked into their booth, their reps came to me. They shook my hand and they said, "We listened. We know you don't like the trigger on the 509. Come fill the triggers on the 545 and the new 510 and let us know what you think." And for a striker fired pistol production gun out of the box, dare I say, it might rival, get what I did there, the Canic, which blows my mind because Canic is known for that fantastic striker fire trigger. Now, it was also SHOT Show. This was 8 months ago. So maybe I've hyped it up in my mind since then. And when I get it back in my hands, I'll be like, oh, well, this was less than what I thought. But I also feel like that's not the case. So it really comes down to this. Do you want a hammer fired pistol or do you want a striker fired pistol? Both chambered in 45 ACP. Both of them have all sorts of aftermarket support already, which is really cool. However, I do believe you get better capacity with the 545. So that's a tick in its mark, or a mark in its box. It's whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's hard to give an honest answer because I haven't shot the 545. I have a feeling once I do, my FNX might be my dedicated only bedside gun, and my 545 might be my new sidearm, Will it replace the P320? I don't know. 9mm is such an easy controllable round, but 45 is pretty badass. You know what I mean? And when you have capacity on your side, that's cool. But there's also the weight factor. But anyway, we'll figure it out. So continuing on here. Thanks, Miguel. Again, Miguel, for the super chat. Thank you for the support. I know it wasn't a great answer, but I hope you catch my drift. Nick Slayers, what's up, man? Thought on shake awake red dots on CCW. Motion of walking around keeps the sight on, wouldn't it, even in the holster? Yes. The shake awake feature is just a cool thing for whenever you put your gun away at night or whatever it is. Once you're done. Again, I think it's a cool feature because when the gun is at idle, you don't need it. But whenever it's in motion, you might need it. And that also includes if you're carrying it. So I'd rather my red dot always be on while I'm carrying it in case I do need it in that situation. And with the battery life that a lot of these red dots are getting now, 60,000 plus hours, the Holosun, I think that's like almost minimal. Yeah, that's pretty dang good if you ask me. I'd say about once a year, switch out the battery, call it a day. There was a time in my life where I used to like swap batteries almost weekly, but that time is gone. So there you go. You know, I would not worry about the shake awake technology on a CCW. In fact, I have that on my my Sig. It's the Holosun 507K2, and I'm pretty sure it has the shake awake technology on it. It's actually sitting behind the AR builder board that you see right there. My my Sig is, but you know, YouTube's funny, so I can't handle the firearm, but you know, I'll make sure my next live stream I give you the exact specs on it or whatever. But anyway, thanks, Nick. Again, I wouldn't worry about the shake awake for your concealed carry. Otter, good to see you again. Thank you. Will the CF website stock Sons of Liberty Guns parts unless it already does? And I overlooked it because I am blind. If I appreciate it, Otter. Thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate you being here. You know, I thought at some point we carried SOLGW. I am not too sure though. Well, if we don't, then I feel like that's a conversation to be had because those guys, Sons of Liberty, I don't think I see anything coming up. So I think that's a conversation to be had, and you know, figure out if we can start carrying their stuff on the website. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to get a hold of those guys. Again, I've seen a lot of what they do in the industry and everything else, and they make a good gun. So wouldn't be mad about carrying their product, that's for sure. But anyway, thanks, Otter, again for the super chat. North Texas may have some ungovernable apple pie. Got it, Texas 13 Outlaw. All right, cool, man. Well, hey, if I find myself in North Texas, I'll make sure to hit you up. So I appreciate that again. And thank you guys so much again for being here. And let's continue here. And yep, I saw that. I didn't see anything either, but thank you. Brandy Chandler, has CF ever thought about offering a store credit line for the winnings instead of a gun? People do like building out. That is one of the options if, you know, things don't work out on and in your favor or for where you live and things like that. All right. So I don't know. I mean, Classic Firearms, I mean, one of our admins is right here. So, I mean, hey, would we ever think about like, here's a gun and here's $2,000 in store credit to build it out however you want it? I don't know. Would you guys be interested in something like that? I don't know personally. So anyway, but here we go. Sometimes people with big numbers win. Obviously, they have larger chance in a lottery. Doesn't mean they always win though. So again, it's a numbers game, guys, for these contests. If you have one entry in, you're 1% less likely to get, you know, the winning over somebody who has 100 entries in. You know what I mean? So that's the way to look at it. All right. But there you go. All right. Anyway, some of the stuff y'all ask, man. Keith says it's cool either way. Cool. Very cool. And glad you guys like it. Oh man, you guys are too funny. We got Pepe D's nuts in here again. Always good to see you, man. Battery life is new optics is measured in years, which is nuts, right? It's crazy about battery life being measured like that now. So there you go. Keith, hey, thanks, man. Here's our, you know, our homie checkup. or have a sip, take a break for just a second. Who was it before that said they didn't like that peaty smokiness in their scotch? Because I do. All right. Black Rain Ordnance from O.M. Patel, AK-47, lover. I will tell you right now, Black Rain Ordnance makes some pretty cool guns. Their artwork is what I want to call it too, is really cool. And they don't just spend the time on making the guns look cool. They make shooters. So I would definitely be on board with Black Rain for sure. So Davion Jackson is wanting to know my thoughts on the Knights Armament PDW. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I can't say I'm all that familiar unless I'm just, having a brain fart or something like that. But let's go to Knights Armament and let's see what we can find. Now, if you guys remember too, Knights Armament wasn't so nice to us a couple of years ago, but this past year they made up for it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I put it up on my Instagram and things like that. Knights Armament actually kicked us out of their booth and told us we were stupid for offering their SR-15 as in a contest. And they're like, you mean you got a hold of our guns and you just gave it away? Yeah, that's stupid. Literally the rep's words to Alec. And it's like, whoa, okay, that's freaking cool. Well, this past year at SHOT Show, they welcomed us in. They actually even took us into like behind closed doors and showed us the new Knights rifle that'll be coming out pretty soon, which is pretty freaking cool. All right. So there's that. Okay. But anyway, the PDW, yeah, I'm not too sure with it. If you're talking about like the SR-30 CQB, that one, yeah, I mean, it's put it this way. At the end of the day, it's Knights Armament and they're going to offer quality stuff. And that's that. So I wouldn't be upset about it whatsoever. All right. But anyway, let's see here. We've got what's going on. Hold on one second. I see Nathaniel. Let's see here. I'm trying to find where. Wait a minute. What's up? Wait, do we have a actual winner in here? Let me see, because we've got. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Nathaniel West. I won with like 900 points, I believe. Hold up. No way. Really? Was this our most recent one? Because the email for that just recently dropped. Let me go check my email. Hold on one second, guys. This is a big deal for me, okay? Because you're literally like winning one of my dream guns. If it's, that one. Let's see. Let me go to my, oh wait, wrong email, Clint. I need to go to Classic Firearms. Good job. Let's see. No kidding. All right. So in our latest email, winner of the HKMR 762A1 long rifle package, if you scroll and you look, congratulations, Nathaniel W. out of Hinesville AR. And we've got Nathaniel West. You won here with like 900 points. You literally won one of my favorite rifles, if not my favorite 762 rifle. And you're here in the chat right now. So that's pretty freaking awesome. There it is. There's the whole conversation. That's freaking cool. So, hey, congratulations, man. That's super freaking cool. So yeah, you're going to absolutely love it. I'm definitely going to mention this clip right here, right now. We should like freeze frame this, take reference of whatever timestamp this is. And at 2 hours in, and we should throw this up because it is really cool. Now, Nathaniel, if you're cool with it, please, you can find me at magdump_Morgan on Instagram, whatever else. DM us some photos of you with it, running drills, finding your SHTF. I promise too, I wipe down the case before we send it out. It was buried under some leaves and dirt and stuff, but it was for a cinematic effect. And I promise it didn't actually negate the integrity of the case. It's good. You might find some leaves in the case though. But anyway, so Nathaniel, that's super cool, man. Congratulations. And yep, the whole conversation that's happening right here is just really cool. So yeah, the last one, the MR762. Congratulations, dude. I am super happy for you. And yeah, we need some pics of you taking it at your FFL and then mag dumping it if the FFL that you're picking it up from has a range, then they should let you just mag dump it there. They shouldn't charge you any range fees or anything. If they do, tell me about it. Hell, I'll pay for them. So there you go. But anyway, that I think would be really, really cool to see. So congratulations on that, man. That is really neat. So there you go. Yeah, better than spending money on a raffle ticket and losing for free. Yeah, exactly. So cool to see you in here, man. Everybody congratulate Nathaniel on the MR762 win. That is really, really freaking cool. All right. Okay, so getting back to it here, back to a couple of the chats here. We've got Matthew Ennis talking about something that I'm actually pretty excited about, the SAR-9 SOCOM. The SAR-9 SOCOM is pretty much everything that I want in a combat pistol, and it's something that I am really excited to get my hands on and try, and I'm sure Kaya is too. But no, he actually, I think this pistol came about from some of the suggestions he made to SAR at that point in time. So it's pretty neat. Tony Bob, what's up, Tony Bob? What type of targets do you bring to the range? We actually bring an assortment of targets. We've got grizzly targets, TA targets. I've got my ID target. That's the infinite target, the one that can keep getting shot over and over again. And if you guys, and that's at my range, the ranch range, if you guys seen some of the videos of mine that we put out. We've also got Targets USA, Shooting Targets USA. They make the custom targets that I have, my little Velociraptors that I shoot at. Awesome group of guys, and we're looking to get some custom classic firearms targets and stuff like that too. So there you go. But anyway, yeah, I would say the SAR SOCOM, the SAR-9 SOCOM, we should probably get a couple of those in or something like that. You know what I mean? JLH, the RIS 3 Mark 18 or the Mark 18 RIS 2 rail system? Do you prefer Picatinny or do you prefer M-Lock? That's the question. But here's what I'm going to say. The Mark 18 I have is the RIS 2. It's an older Mark 18. You know, I got it back in 2016, I want to say. And recently, I decided, like I said, to bite the bullet and get the M4A1 R3 from Daniel Defense. And that's going to have the R3 rail on it, the RIS 3 rail. I will say this. If you get an R3 rifle, perfect. Go with that. Don't replace the RIS 3 for a RIS 2, whatever, unless you're, that stuck on Picatinny that you want that. But the R3 gun in my mind is going to be superior to any of the previous guns because of the ambidextrous controls and because it being the latest iteration or generation of firearms coming from Daniel Defense. They're taking all the learnings from the previous years and all the contracts that they've had, and they're implementing that now into the complete ambi design of the R3. So you're just getting ultimately the latest and greatest, literally, from this company. So if you're just basing yourself off the rail, like you already have a Mark 18 RIS 2, keep it. That's proven reliable Picatinny. But if you want M-Lock, then yeah, sure, go ahead and spend the money for that expensive M-Lock rail, the RIS 3. So there you go. All right. Anyway, yeah, again, I'm really thrilled that you're in here, Nathaniel. That's super cool. And, congratulations on the win there. Let's see here. Let's continue on with a few more. And, oh, Keith, yes, I have seen Kaya's homemade stippling job. I think that's something he's wanting to take pretty seriously. And my old Gen 4 Glock 19, I'll let him stipple it up. Screw it. Why not? It's just a gun of mine that I actually do like a lot. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. He'll do good. He'll do good. All right. So there you go. Anyway. Oh man, continuing on here. Good to see you guys. We got Summer from Somerville, South Carolina. You're close. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you guys again for tuning in and all. We still got quite a few of you in here also, so that's really freaking cool. Rumble, I promise I didn't forget about you guys. Rumble, let me come over here and where y'all at? And see what you guys got going on over here. Let's see. Cody Blees, what's up, man? This is Legacy Productions, right? What's up, dude? Good to see you. What was it like hosting the Gundies? Missed out on the live, but seemed like a good time. It was a lot of fun. I realized really quick I didn't know a lot of people, but hey, that's okay. It was still a really good time. And the Gundies is always, it's a party at the end of the day. It's a party with a bunch of guns and a bunch of like-minded people and a bunch of friends. How could you not like it? You know what I mean? So maybe we could work with Forge Relations, and again, just spitballing out here. And maybe in one of our CF contests, we offer a trip to the Gundies, you know? I mean, co-host it with us, you know what I mean? Man, we're going to get somebody really boring. I already know it. Anyway, I think that would be a lot of fun. Let me know if you guys would think something like that would be interesting or not. But continuing on here, this is a good question. Andrew, he's wanting to know if the Type A rifles are a good brand. So I've talked with Type A and BG Defense, and I got to tell you right now, everything I've seen, I haven't shot. Everything I've seen so far looks very promising. It looks like the materials they use, the quality, the fit, finish, and the attention to detail that these guys sport are up there. So I am definitely one to say I'm a fan of Type A, even without shooting just yet. Looks alone, they look phenomenal. They offer a lot of retro carbines too, which is pretty cool. So something that excites me. I am in talks with them about maybe getting a couple of their rifles in for us to test and perhaps maybe feature at CF contest soon. So, you know, how about that? There we go. Admin in here. Gundies is a good time for sure. Who wants to go? So, yeah, I think quite a few people would be down with that. Yeah, absolutely. So, there you go. Jonathan Miller bought his first rifle from Classic Firearms. Clint is a good salesman. Well, I appreciate it. What did you get though? That's what I'm curious to know. What did you get? Send me from Hawaii. I will bring snacks and bourbon from Hawaii. So man, you don't get to play with a lot of these, do you, man? So that's maybe you should just copy, you know what I mean? And get out there and shoot some stuff that you can't shoot in Hawaii. All right. Gundies in February and March, always after SHOT Show. I know because I've entered, just recovered from SHOT, and bam, we're at the Gundies. Yeah, that's a fact. All right. I'm going to scroll back a little bit because I know there's a large gap in a lot of the chats that I got. So bear with me for just a little bit, guys, here, because I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on any of you guys, and also some of the super chats that are coming in. So let's get to a couple of those really quick as well. And we've got Father Violence in the chat over here. Thank you so much for the support. Okay. Oh, you're one of the confused guys. I see. So 9 mil or 10 mil, because you're currently carrying 40, way too small of a gun for my hand, and 357 Mag Chiappa Rhino, not enough capacity. Need a good do it all around. All right. Well, it sounds to me like 10 mil might be right up your alley. But at the same time, let me explain why I think 9 mil makes a lot of sense here. I love 10 millimeter. Love what it's capable of doing. And I especially love now that the 10 mil is starting to make a little bit of a comeback. There's a lot of different 10 millimeter hosts out there that are increasing capacity, ergonomics, better experience for the shooter at the end of the day. But with 9 millimeter, capacity is on your side. With a lot of the modern loads, you're getting a lot of that terminal effect on a target that would be desired in a defensive situation. So again, 9 mil also being lighter is going to be something a little bit easier to carry all day, especially if it's something that you're carrying inside the waistband. It's already naturally uncomfortable. It is what it is. And again, capacity, lightweight, and typically you have a little bit smaller framed guns that are easier to carry, but now you're also getting those smaller framed guns with full size grips, like the 365X Macro, like even the Canik Mate MC9 with the extended magazine. Again, these are excellent options for concealed carry, chambered in 9 millimeter. And if you got the right round for the job, it'll do exactly what you want it to do. Weight and capacity are going to be winning for the 9 mil in my book. But 10 mil, its overall effect on the target when it makes impact is superior. So, I mean, there is that. All right. Continuing on. Hungry 40s, recommendation for first can for an HK USP 45 Tactical. Only one of the coolest pistols ever made. Hungry 40s, again, thank you. It's always good to see you here in the chat. And First can for an HK USP 45 tactical. There's a lot of options out there. So I've done a lot more with rifle cans than I have pistol cans recently. However, I have seen some pretty cool things come from like JK Armament. And of course, that's Ron Martinez with his mission configurable designs. And actually, Ron just texted me of JK Armament. I'm not even kidding you guys. He texted me while we were on this at or just before. He texted me around 6:30 and said, when will we be able to visit you? And he sent me a selfie. I'll show you guys with him, Matt Carricker, that is Demo Ranch, and Donut Operator. That's Ron Martinez in the middle. And he said, when will we be able to visit you guys? So I guess we'll make that relatively soon. But awesome, dude. We want to test a lot of their products. And the fact that Ron texted me that, and here we are talking about this now, I think is pretty funny. But JK Armament's coming out with some pretty cool stuff. Ron Martinez, for those of you that don't know, he started Gemtech silencers, and that was my first pistol silencer. Was a Gemtech GM45. I still have it. I still shoot it all the time, and it's on my FNX 45 tactical upstairs on my nightstand. So there you go. But with that being said, for the USP 45 tactical, there are a lot of options, and 45 is such a great suppressor, a round to suppress anyway. I don't know. I'll be honest with you guys. I think what this means is we need to test more pistol suppressors, because what you'll notice is when we tested our pistol suppressors back in the day, or I shouldn't say back in the day, but a while back on my Beretta M9A3, I utilized the Cash 9 from Huxworks, and I also used the GM45. The Cash 9 doesn't have a booster in it, so therefore, it didn't function as well with the M9. So there's that. So you want to make sure that one of the pistols you're getting does have the booster in it to help the recoil operation, to make sure it cycles reliably. But again, if you make sure your gun's clean, you'll be ready to rock and roll. So let this one be up in my suggestion box. Take out my handy dandy pen here and let me write down really quick here, because I've been making notes. Remember, my last one was Spear LT versus LMT versus LWRC IA5. Don't worry, I've got notes I'm taking, guys. So I want to say the best pistol silencer. And of course, I'll run different calibers through it, but 45 will be ideal. But something like that, just a good topic, I think would be a lot of fun to do. And I think a couple of the silencer manufacturers out there would want to get in on something like that. So there you go. Let me know if that's a topic that you guys would like. All right. So there you go. Anyway, continuing on here, let's get back to some of you guys in the chat and what we've got going on here. Otter says, talking about the 10 mil versus 9 versus 40. My dad carries a 40, automatically makes it a nerdy round. That's pretty funny. There you go. Demo Ranch's 5-foot-long suppressor vid is hilarious. Yes, it is. Oh man, it's nuts. Heather Lynn O needs to be a frequently recurring guest. Heather Lynn is super cool. I have met and talked with her before. She's a super nice person. Her, Alex Zedra, Hannah Barron, all of them that hang out together, and everybody, just awesome people. Again, just great. Alex, I consider Alex, Brian, her husband, and I, we chat fairly often, and just great people all around. And I think that's something that's really cool to find in this industry, is you find a lot of people that are just so damn cool. But anyway, continuing here, Father Vines, thanks for the excellent answer. Only reason for leaving 40 is sadly I haven't seen innovations as far as pistols that actually carry it. I would love a Canic in a 40. I don't think Canic is really ever going to step out of that 9mm where they're at. They've got it down so well that before they exit 9mm, they need to make sure that they can bring that same quality, same everything that they've become known for in that next caliber that they plan to move to. And personally, I would like to see them move to a 10mm. It would be something completely different and a very competitive offering for the FN 510, the Springfield XDM 10 mil, things like that. So I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay. But anyway, Alaska Ted, he's on Rumble over here talking about 10 mil, of course, saying that 10 mil is for bear defense, hoping my FN 510 arrives before I go elk hunting on Afronac Kodiak. This year, 9 mil is for two-legged animals. That's pretty funny. Yeah, dude, that sounds intense. I would love to be a part of that. But anyway, so yeah, hope it shows up for you too. But anyway, we've got a couple more of you guys coming in here. Yep, Canik 10 mil. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Matthew. I agree too. Canik actually brought a TP40 into the country for a few short months around a decade ago, which is, how about that? I had no idea. All right. But anyway, let's continue here. Let me scroll back. I know, again, I need to get back to some of the earlier chats and everything. Hopefully you guys are still running around. Let's see here. And train. So 762 gamer, because we were talking a little bit about 77 grain versus 55 grain, what I run through my Mark 12 and so on and so forth. And 762 gamer, train with what's cheap. Failures just let you practice clearing. Use the nice stuff for defense. I mean, you ain't wrong. My thought process is this: zero your rifle with the expensive stuff, the stuff that you're going to use in that no shit situation. Train, or zero your firearm, doesn't matter if it's a rifle, pistol, whatever it is. Train, yeah, with the cheap, crappy stuff, especially if you're going to be sending a lot of rounds downrange. Train with the stuff that's going to dirty everything up and cause those malfunctions, whatever else it might be. And you've got a good point here. Those failures just let you practice, right? And then keep your gun zeroed for what you train with, right? Or I'm sorry, keep your gun zeroed for what the real life round that you'll be shooting in that oh shit situation. Keep your gun zeroed for that round, or at least know what your holdover is. Because, for instance, on my Mark 12 here, I know if I'm shooting my 77 grain, where my hold needs to be at different distances compared to if I'm shooting 62 or 55 grain. So there you go. Also, your coefficient, all of that matters, things like that. But that's getting into nerdy shit, which we can ever figure out later. Anyway, Nike running 1995. Did I ever figure out the perfect red dot for my 365 macro? So this was something that I was up in debate for a while. And I mentioned it just a little bit ago. I did find an optic I like a lot from HoloSun, the HS507K2, H507K2. So again, I don't want the stream to end because I, show off a gun, but it is a HoloSun optic. I'll have to show it on video I do believe we talk about it in an everyday carry video though. So just look up classic firearms, everyday carry. I'm sure it'll pop up. All right. So there you go. Let's see here. Let me just scroll back here. I'm going to say it's already been I'm almost 2.5 hours. This is the longest live stream we've done so far. So I'll go ahead and end it at, 2 hours, 30 minutes. We've got a couple more minutes with you guys here. So let's just go ahead and continue on. How about it? All right. And Tanner, good to see you still here, man. He's wanting to know what my concealed carry before the Sig macro was and what were the reasons that made me switch to it. I was actually carrying the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Plus Performance Center. And I really did like that gun a lot. It felt really great. The reason I switched to the Sig X macro, capacity was what ultimately won it for me. And I have the TLR7A light on it. And both of them are Streamlight because I have the TLR1. Is it the TLR1? It's the actual light that integrates into the frame of the Smith & Wesson pistol because it doesn't have an accessory rail. However, the problem with that light was ultimately that it kind of took up space in the trigger guard. So I didn't have as much room in there. The TLR7A, thanks to the Sig having an accessory rail, a pick rail, it doesn't take up any room and it's still very intuitive and easy to actuate. It's an ergonomic light. So I really like that a lot. It doesn't take up any space inside of my trigger guard. So if I'm shooting with gloves or whatever else it might be, I don't have to worry about getting hung up like that, right? So ultimately for me, the reason I made the switch to the X macro, and even because, again, I've mentioned multiple times before, I actually have two concealed carry guns, the Canik Mate MC9 is my other one. If I want something a little bit more compact, a little bit more concealable, I'll take that one out with me. But anyway, The Sig X macro, the big winner there is its capacity. The capacity, that 17+1, is what really sold me on it. And that full size grip feels amazing. But I do print a little bit, and that really upsets Sarah, the peace of mind, So there you go. Anyway, JLH, Blanton's and Whistle Pig are nice drink choices. I do actually have Whistle Pig upstairs, so maybe next week. But anyway, if we do a battle rifle test, as I was mentioning before, you need to add the XCRM from Robinson Armament. Yes, we do. I absolutely agree with that. So maybe we will. All right. Lumberjack, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Keith B, any thoughts on Swamp Fox Liberty RMR red dot? The Swamp Fox Liberty is a great little red dot. They also have the Kingslayer out there and a couple of other options, and the Justice, I think. I can't remember which ones are which. I think the Kingslayer is like the smallest one. I think the Liberty is the biggest one, and I think the Justice is in the middle one. I can't remember exactly if that's right or not. But anyway, they make great red dots, large field of view, just clear glass. I'm a fan, especially for the price. Swamp Fox makes good stuff, right? Hey, good night, Matthew. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. We got Clint, aka Captain Morgan. Yeah, I actually have held the rank of captain in JROTC, so that was a fun year in high school. Anyway, 762 Gamer, thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, Clint. As always, love to hear what you have to say, which again just blows my mind. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. I do appreciate it. Let's see here. Wayne, good to see you again. Hultquist, do a ballistic test with 910 and 762. And I think that's something that we could do. All right. Keith B, thank you. Just bought one for me and the wife. Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. You asked about the Swamp Fox Liberty. That's awesome, man. Great. Well, you're going to be really happy with it. And the guys over at Swamp Fox too, if you ever have any issues, they're going to take care of you. No questions asked. They're just great guys. So I wouldn't worry about that whatsoever. And with that, I do believe I am going to be calling it a night, guys. We are at 2:26. All right, 4 more minutes. 2 hours 30 minutes. I'll call it done, and we'll be good there. All right. So there you have it. Texas 13 Outlaw, have a basic Sport 2. Want to suppress it. Does the gas system allow it? So if you're talking about the Smith & Wesson MMP Sport 2, there's no adjustable gas system. It's just a DI gun. The system will allow it, yes, but I don't know how gassy those guns are. I assume that they're a little gassy. I don't know if they'll be as gassy as the Daniel Defense guns or not. But if you want to suppress it, what kind of silencer would you like to throw on it? Because there's some good options out there for you, like the Huxworks Flow 556K that allows for a lot of those gases to flow through the silencer and out the end of the silencer, which will allow, or I should say prevent a lot of those gases from coming back into the system. So the Sport 2, yes, the gas system will allow it ultimately, but it's kind of like, will you enjoy it? You know what I mean? So that's that. The Geisley supercharging handle will help cut down a lot of the gas blown back into the face. And if you are going to be shooting it suppressed most of the time, a little bit heavier buffer, and I think you'll be pretty good set. All right. So there you go. Have that. Otter, have a good weekend, Clint. Good luck in the 2-gun competition. I appreciate that, but it's going to be some time. All right. Because this is something I'm training for physically, and we'll be doing next year. I haven't even talked to the team about whether or not we want to do video footage of it or not. But this is something personally I do want to do just for my own whatever, and so that's something I appreciate it. Thank you. So there we go. Anyway, continuing on here, we've got just a couple more minutes, and we've got Andy Dom 130. Clint, have a good night. Always great to see you. Drank some piggyback bourbon. Thank you. They recommended tonight. Great stuff. You should get Alec to tune in for a live stream in a few Mondays. I think that would be a really good time too. Thank you guys. Clint, you rock. Appreciate that. Hey, Ron, thank you so much, man. And I have not upgraded the barrel in the X Macro. It's Glenn. It's the standard barrel that it comes with. All right. But anyway, let's see here. No, I will not be on Monday. That's why I'm here tonight. I just wanted to tune in on Friday to see you guys, and I think it was a pretty fun stream. And I won't be here Monday though. So the following Monday, or perhaps, maybe next Friday, if you guys are, down for that, we'll see. Rico Ricarte, what to put on a tactile belt, on a tactical belt. So I'll show mine off really quick and we'll call it there. So I already showed it once. Again, the AWS gear belt, HSGI mag pouches. So you've got rifle pouches in the back, pistol pouches up front. Coming around, got a dump pouch for snacks and crap. Back here, I've got a tall magazine pouch. Usually I have my MP5 mag back there. It's also good to have it's good to carry a silencer if you want to. A trauma pack, which I love trauma pack. These guys make great first aid kits, code mag dump there. If you guys are looking to pick up a really good first aid kit, this thing has everything you need in it. You pull it open and everything's self-contained, comes out, and you can work freely in front of you. But I've got that behind me. Coming a little bit further, Safariland leg shroud. This is a Alpha Mega Kydex holster with a Sig 320, and then a Columbia River knife and tool little knife. I like this guy quite a bit. Still has the paint on it from when I stabbed a painted mannequin for a video a long time ago. Let me know if you guys remember that video. Anyway, that's what I put on my belt. So there you go, guys. We are now at 2 hours and 30 minutes. I hope you all have enjoyed all of this. And I think I remember you said you have this chair and you didn't like it. It's suiting me just fine, but I'm also used to sitting on rocks. So this is completely fine. All right. So we'll leave it that. Anyway, damn it. How many times have I said anyway now? Yeah, son of a. Okay. Anyway, I am out, guys. Thank you again so much for tuning in. And I'd feel bad if I didn't get to Rumble one more time. So almost there. Cody Blaze, if someone is interested in collecting unique and different calibers, what's one you'd recommend? I'm thinking 303 British to start. 303 British, it's not really unique, but 7.62 by 54R and 7.5 Swiss, because those Swiss straight pull guns are a dream to shoot. Just throwing that out there. Okay, I'm done. ATF sucks. Repeal the NFA. Support the GOA and the FPC. God bless you guys. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I am absolutely blessed to have you all here again on a Friday night, and I can't thank you anymore. So, guys, we'll see you, if not next Friday, the following Monday. And actually, I think I might be streaming from Classic that Monday. So that would be pretty fun, right? So there you go. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. And yes, I know. I will say it one more time. Anyway, y'all have a good one. God bless. See you soon. Oh, and cheers. Anyway.